balance. He agreed to field sobriety test but performed poorly and was taken into custody for first offense DUI. During the arrest, Polson reportedly resisted and spat on 3 officers, resulting in 3 charges of assault on a first responder. A pipe with residue was also found in the vehicle, adding a drug paraphernalia charge. Before transported to the jail, Polson became nauseous and allegedly resisting returning to the vehicle, further escalating the situation. Polson remains jailed at this time on a $13,500 bond and is scheduled for arraignment in General Sessions Court Thursday morning. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
Ascension St. Thomas River Park is here to listen to you because caring for you is our #1 priority. Ascension care teams start by understanding you, your health, and your life to deliver care that's right for you. Now offering cardiac CT angiography services, a non-invasive cardiac exam that looks at the blood vessels that supply blood to the heart and can detect if plaque has narrowed the coronary arteries. The compassionate, personalized care you've come to expect is right here in McMinnville. We're more than just a hospital, ER, and a clinic. We want to give you hope, health, and strength.
I'm Jamie Summers with your Main Street weather forecast. 65% chance of rain today, so that's going to continue on through tomorrow. We've got a low tonight of 70, and tomorrow we're looking at a high of 83. It's going to be a nice evening tomorrow night. Maybe a little bit rainy, but a low of 70.
Don't stop. Keep dancing. Move to the beat. Dance all night.
Hello, welcome to the Warren County Sports Authority radio show. I am Jeff Simmons. We're here on 97.7 FM, also on Facebook Live, WBMC app, and on YouTube at Main Street Media McMinnville.
And for those wondering why Trev and Chris aren't here, they're getting a colonoscopy together.
Yeah.
At Namaste Wellness.
Yeah, Drew Walker already in the Ben Lomond Connect message board saying, where are the stars of the show?
Hey, whoa.
Right here, Drew.
Yeah.
Right here. Can somebody whistle and somebody maybe make a
you
call
want me to go
down
get 'em?
the hall? Yeah, I'll be like, hey, by the way, the show started 2 minutes ago. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, let's go, Frank. Hey, I am Jeff Simmons again. This is the Warren County Sports Authority, brought to you, empowered by Reddick Brown Ford over 5917 Manchester Highway. You can take that short drive to 55 to Reddick Brown Ford for the largest selection and the best prices of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Connor, help me out here. Reddick. I got to get the earbuds back in so you can hear me. Reddick Brown Ford.
Vroom, power stroke power.
Power stroke power, yeah. We are going to eventually be joined by Trevor and Chris. Are they in the building?
Yeah.
What's happening over there?
I don't know. Sullins is fired up.
Sullins is fired up, so should we just hit the rant right when we get started?
Maybe. We could just throw them off.
Folks, I'm seeing people tune in, and I know they're looking up there. News team.
Oh, I just heard blow. I just saw blow, and I was like, oh, whoa. Yeah, hey, easy now.
Too. Yeah, no, we're gonna have a good show here. Of course, we'll probably be going into OT before the night's over and have a long night talking about all kinds of things, including apparently maybe a little bit of sports on that. I don't know. We'll see.
Going back to the original format?
Yeah, dead period's over, so we can talk a little bit about sports. I'm sure Sullins will want to talk a little bit about the announcement that we made on the Main Street Journal. You can check out the Main Street Journal at mainstreetjournal.llc. With that, the football team's only going to have 4 home games this year.
Oh, I thought that you were talking about the announcement where you said you're going to do a full marathon.
That did not happen. Don't start that, man. Don't start that at all. My goodness. Yeah. No, we're gonna have a good. We're gonna talk about that. We can talk a little bit about what our thought process is. In fact, I have a draft idea for tonight, and we might do this in OT. I haven't told Sullins and Trev about it yet, but we might have a draft tonight, a snake draft, talking about for the season 25-26 Warren County High School season. Pick the teams, and we're going to draft the teams and see who wins the most games. And we'll pick the teams, and we'll have 4 groups. Oh, hey, welcome to the show, Trev.
What's up, Ray?
How's it going? Yeah, right. I mean, we got Raven standing over here. Rob, they were so
Looking like a
concerned for
buzzard.
me. Yeah. Ryan Tackett asked, "Dang, did the other two get kicked off the show?" No. In fact, we didn't even do that. We hadn't even done the disclaimer yet. Oh, good Lord!
Hey, just to let y'all know, we were in a meeting with the owners, and well, we're not fired. No, but we're on secret probation.
Yeah, double secret probation.
Probation.
We did just walk out of a meeting with Chad and Mark, and I left, and I thought we were good, and then all of a sudden y'all didn't follow me down the hall.
Well, what was funny, they told Trevor not to stick around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here it is.
Maybe I got fired.
They said,
Hey,
now that
I
the
do
big
have my
one
ankle
left.
monitor on. They're going to monitor me for the next week.
There'll be a story on the Main Street Journal.
Yes. Well, hey, it'll be a crime story, I promise you.
The views instantly just doubled now that Trev and Chris sit down. Yeah, we should let everybody know that disclaimer that the views and opinions shared on this program, the Warren County Sports Authority, are that of myself, Jeff Simmons, Trev, and Coach Chris Sullins, and do not necessarily reflect the views of WBMC, Main Street Media. What do you think? 960 AM, 97.7 FM, or any of our sponsors or anybody else. It's
Or
just
any
our
affiliate.
opinions. So, yeah, or any affiliate. Thank you, Connor.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Big words are hard for you.
Hey, at least C-Dub was here.
At least, yeah, me and C-Dub.
You know it's bad when C-Dub, he's put his head in the meeting. He's like, hey, guys, we're on the air.
Hey, just struggling in there.
And I told C-Dub, they're the bosses, man. I've got to stick for a second.
They say stay, we stay.
Yeah, so no, we were bad, but to let everybody know, just right off the rip, that this is the views and opinions only. Those are our opinions and nobody else's. And we did put out a little pump fake though.
What we
today.
got?
On Facebook, we put out there that the bosses had gotten to us and told us to calm down.
Yeah.
But then if you watch the video that went with it, that's false.
I was in the meeting whenever they told Jeff to calm down. It was brutal.
Yes.
You tell me to calm down.
Scott was like, "You,
Me?
hey Jeff, look,
Easy now,
I
big
need you to chill out, okay, buddy?" And you're like, and then Jeff was like, "Well, your dog's ugly. I'm not listening to you." Direct quote, and I was like, "Jeff,
And then,
why you got to kick him in while he's down? Someone's already attacks him every week."
and then Mark stood up and Jeff sat down.
Oh yeah, Muscles. The bodyguard got after him.
Muscles was like, "I'll make you walk to the cafe right now."
Yeah, that's gonna be once we beat Team Mud Bums in the Spring 4, and then I think the next one's gonna be like the 3-on-3 wrestling match between us three and those three.
I feel like you
know.
would just walrus Mark.
Who signed us up for that?
I don't know.
I'm out.
I was like, Trev, you got muscles.
Trev
You're not
will
going to buy
wrestle.
God from the top rope with a chair?
Trev will wrestle. He'll wrestle a bull, but I don't know about a Mark.
No.
Are you calling the women that you're with bulls, Trev?
Hey,
just rude.
we should also let everybody know that the disclaimer on the Warren County Sports Authority is sponsored by Prater's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Boys,
Guess
what happened this
what?
week?
I
went.
Put Iron on
He
it.
smiled. Look at him. I win.
I went up there, walked up to the front. Hey, and they knew me. They know me by name out there.
Hard to
And they-
miss.
And they said, "What do you want?" I was like, "Hey, I want a chicken Philly, no peppers, no onions. I want some potato wedges." And they're like, "All right, we'll get that." Where I was like, "Whoa, I'm not done." Whoa, I'm gonna need some chicken tenders.
Flip
too.
the page over.
and a bunch of honey mustard with that. And man,
You tear it up.
just every
Destroyed it.
wiped it out. They bring it out in 2 baskets, and they just place it in front of me. And then like 10 minutes later, they come back and they're like, "It's gone." I'm like, "Yeah, it's gone."
It's gone.
You can't put you put Prater's
You
chicken in
can't
front of me.
put
It's
chicken
not-
tenders in front of him.
No.
God, I love Prater's.
Had some on Thursday.
That's like humans in shark water, boys.
Yeah.
Big problems.
Yeah, I went Monday, I think. Was what I think. And happy birthday! One of the waitresses was out there
Yeah.
had a birthday.
Oh, yeah.
She had cupcakes and everything. I turned down the cupcake.
Ah,
She offered me one. And I
nice
said no
guy.
thanks. Yeah.
Nice guy. He draw the line somewhere.
Gary Prater dominating.
Yeah. Drew Walker asking, is Mark Mabry more like British Bulldog or Big Papa Pump? We'll ask him. He's going to be on the Seven Cent show tomorrow.
Hey, Walker, that's pretty good there. You look at, he's got a little Steiner in him. You know what I'm saying? Got a little Steiner look to him.
Did I tell you what Mabry did today?
What'd he do?
He comes in the office.
Charge his car.
He comes in the office and starts talking about how he wants to go to the cafe at Tree City and get a drink.
Okay.
And then like 5 minutes, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to go try it." He's telling me and Connor. He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go leave and see it. And then he messages me and goes, hey, is the well and the cafe the same thing? I said, yeah, the cafe's the lobby, the well,
it's in the
you
back.
go down the hall. It's He goes, okay. He says, I'm about halfway there. I didn't realize, or what, how did he say it?
He's like, I didn't know how far away it was. I probably should have driven.
Yes. He walked. I think
Hey, this just saying he's not from around here.
so.
He's not a local.
Right around the corner doesn't always mean.
He started walking up Main Street, and I think he by the time he got to Begonias, he's like, "Hey, where's the cafe?" He put it in his phone, and he's like, "I think I went too far." He's like, "Too far to turn around now." I'm like, "I would have turned around."
He walked the whole way?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
walked the whole way and walked back.
He made the hard left and saw Montgomery's and thought, man, where are we at here?
And then I looked at Connor, and of course we were like, "Should we just go drive and pick him up?" And Connor
say?
Connor, what was your suggestion?
I said that Jeff should stand up and lean out my sunroof and make fun of him as he walks.
We were actually thought about going by, and I was getting.
We needed video.
You want to
of
ride?
that.
Hey,
Want to
buddy,
ride, big boy?
You want to ride? Yeah, just
Open the door up.
Just keep driving.
Then you may not have been on the show tonight.
Hey, I was the only one that didn't get called in the
Hey,
carpet there at the end.
In the meeting there, he looked pretty good. It looked like he'd walked a marathon today. You know what I mean?
He said, he's like, man, I got my steps in. I'm trying to get 10,000 steps. Well, hey,
He got 97 from 32 today.
and I don't even think.
What time was this?
This was like noon.
Oh, man.
I'd still be on the way back.
I'm telling you, I looked at Connor and I was like, what does he mean he should have drove?
Well,
Connor, I thought we were messing with him. Connor's like, I'm going to go look and see if his car's still in the parking lot. And Connor comes back and goes, he really walked.
I said he was charging his car.
Yeah, he can't charge his car right now.
He had 40
Battery was
broke.
dead.
Man,
Sneaker mobile.
Need 45 more minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll actually do like the intro of the show and like maybe get started on the Sports Authority. But hey, we are the sport. This is the Warren County Sports Authority, and it is powered by Reddick Brown Ford.
Power stroke power.
Vroom, vroom.
That's what it's supposed to sound like.
Ready to turn up the flavor? Mention this ad at the local on Morford and get a free Pepper Jack Fireball appetizer with the purchase of any entree. It's melty, spicy, and just the right kind of way to start your meal. We're open 7 days a week, so whenever the craving hits, we're here. The local on Morford, located at 208 East Morford Street in historic downtown McMinnville.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. Let me, Sabrina Keaton, help you turn your life goals into accomplishments. Here at Security Federal Savings Bank, we can assist you with buying a car, debt consolidation, purchasing a home, or remodeling your current home. Whatever your needs are, we will keep it simple at Security Federal Savings Bank. We look forward to serving you and building relationships that last generations. Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tennessee summers are the best, grilling, chilling, and streaming. Nobody offers synchronous multi-gig fiber internet speed and the ability to expand your Wi-Fi coverage area like Ben Lomond Connect. Plus, BLC is offering our customers a chance to win a free $300 value Weber grill or one of 9 free internet monthly bill credits. All you have to do is send a picture of your family grilling, chilling, and streaming to marketing at benlomond.org along with your name, address, and phone number by August 31st. Not a customer? Don't delay and call your local BLC office today. Some exclusions, ma'am.
Douglas and Lanier, that's where I choose to be. Douglas and Lanier, that's the agency for me.
For rock-solid insurance coverage or sound financial planning for my family's future, Douglas and Lanier is where I choose to call home.
Call Douglas and Lanier, your local Erie agents, at 811 Faulkner Springs Road, McMinnville, at 931-474-0044. At Redmond's Carpet, they offer a wide range of flooring options to suit your needs. Whether you prefer the softness of carpet, the durability of hardwood, the versatility of tile, or the affordability of vinyl, we've got you covered. We also offer luxury in vinyl plank LVP for those who want the look of hardwood with added durability. Serving McMinnville since 1969, Redmond's Carpet, 2512 Old Nashville Highway. Call them at 931-668-4900 for your next flooring option. Redmond's Carpet.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors Dale or Chris at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
I was traveling down that lonesome road. These past decades, the highway's been my home. Stopped in Ariston off Route 66. South of Winnipeg in north of Texas. With hash brown so burnt and eggs so raw.
Yeah,
that's
all it was.
Cry and hear the chickens squall. I sat in the corner booth with that particular.
This was a song I was playing in my head as I was walking down the hall, thinking I was fixing to get my truck as I was getting fired.
Yeah.
On something I knew nothing about.
All right.
I was like, how long are we going to let
I don't
this
know.
roll?
I was just going to keep letting it roll. Hey, this is the Warren County Sports Authority, powered by Reddick Brown Ford from
Power Stroke Power.
Yeah. I'm just going to do it myself. You were on your phone. I never know.
I was listening.
He took my part. I wasn't on my phone. I'm the vroom vroom guy.
I was trying to click on the live on Facebook.
Hey, it's 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2 back to 1.
I just need to clip that and just have them as sound effects. So I can have Sullins and
Connor, make sure we get that on a sound effect. I'm the vroom vroom guy.
I'm the vroom vroom guy.
Is that going to be your mono, Sullins?
Yeah, that's it.
Sullins trucking.
Sullins transport. I'm the vroom vroom guy.
Yeah. Well, boys, hey, let's get into the last week rewind, which is brought to you by Chris Springs Fireworks.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. There we go.
We got rhyming words tonight, boys.
You don't want to be the boom boom guy, though.
No.
That's true.
It
Hey.
causes you some hard problems.
Yeah. Hey, at Chris Springs Fireworks, they were just wanting to say a big thank you to everyone who came out and supported this year. Whether you stopped by our main location at Chris Springs, grabbed your goodies at the Eagleville football fundraiser, or shop the tent in the heart of the Midway community.
Hey.
You made this season one to remember. They couldn't do it without you, and we're beyond grateful for the continued support of our amazing customers, friends, and neighbors. But hey, if your celebration fizzled out too soon or you didn't get quite enough boom in your holiday,
boom for your buck.
don't worry. There's still time for a little pyro satisfaction.
Hey.
Give us a shout and we'll get you hooked up with the goods. We're still lighting up smiles at Chris Springs Fireworks, from our families to yours. Thank you again at 37 Chris Springs Road. Chris Cope, who we might talk about a little bit later.
Local legend.
Yeah, man.
One of those
Mr.
marathon-
2K.
Yeah. You want ratings? Go get a coat.
Yeah. CC.
CC.
Yeah, but hey, Mr. 2K, but before we talk about Mr. 2K a little bit more later in the show, let's talk about the 5K.
Mr. 5K.
Mr. 5K. Sullins, I'll let you down.
You
had
let me
faith.
down.
Last week on the show, Sullins said he'll get it under 45.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I didn't realize my mother and father ran in it as well.
And they killed it.
And
They got under 45.
Yeah, and then as I was going to visit them that afternoon, the first thing my mom says is, he didn't make it.
And you're like, wait, he died?
Here it was. Simmons was there. I said, I know, Mother. He didn't make it.
You should have been like, he died?
Is he like Jay Walker? He passed away.
We got the Jeff Simmons estate.
It won't be the Stars and Stripes. It'll be the In Memoriam 5K next year.
The In Memoriam 5K. Yeah, we talked about.
When did you realize that 45 was not doable?
First National?
When we turned on to Sparta Street to go back to Morford, and I was like, nope. Dad was already like taking a few steps out in front of me and kind of like looking back, and I was like, this is not gonna happen. My shins were already tightening up. I'm like, dude. I remember Dad told me, hey, when we get to the bridge, that's about 1 mile, and I'm like, the bridge. I can't. I'm sitting there thinking, can I make it back to the post office? But no, I did message y'all at the halfway.
Yes,
we got into Westwood. We're on Westwood Avenue, and someone had gotten not crayons. What?
Oh, chalk.
Chalk. Yeah,
yeah,
I messed this
yeah,
up twice. They had put chalk. They chalked the road, and it said, "You're at the halfway point. Keep going." And that's when I messaged y'all and said, "Boys, made it to the halfway point at 25 minutes. Take the over."
So was it the actual halfway point, or was it just a line in the?
Well, I finished in 51 minutes, so
Yeah,
I
so
guess
that'd
it
be-
probably
that'd
was
be
about the
halfway
halfway
point.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
so-
proud for you though.
Attaboy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
First
it.
of many.
Nice job.
First of many is a
Now-
bowl. Hey, you see in the future?
Now he's got a stand.
Now we got a bar.
Yeah, we got a bar.
Yeah,
we got
just
a bar.
beat 51 minutes. Yeah, 51:09, I think.
We'll
was the
give you a
final.
full 2 days for your full marathon.
Yeah. 2 days. Gonna cut it. He's gonna camp out at the 13-mile mark.
I couldn't drive a full marathon. Come on, man, you're crazy.
That's what he has DoorDash for.
I don't leave the county borders, man. Come on now. Yeah, so that was one thing from the last week. How are y'all for? I mean, from the last time that we saw each other, July 4th happened. What'd y'all end up doing on the 4th?
Had a cookout with the family 2 times.
Did you?
On Friday and on Sunday. That's why I didn't holler at you on Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You let me down.
You didn't holler at me, so I didn't mean it.
But I'm the guy that you know
Yeah,
that you're supposed to call me
I know.
because you know that I would go if you want
Yeah,
to go.
I know.
Duck River date didn't happen.
And Duck River, he puckered out or whatever.
Oh, he
boy.
ducked you on the Duck River date?
He ducked on that. That's fine.
The Duck River,
But-
man. That's
but-
crazy.
And I ate with the family, had a big time. I really upset though. I mean, I talked about it for at least 10 minutes. Darn cookie cake.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I didn't get any cookie cake. I mean,
Was
the
it
one
there?
year, no.
Oh, it wasn't even there.
They decided no cookie cake this year.
That's tough.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You were so pumped about
Yes.
that last week.
And then I did what you said.
You took the card back.
No, I didn't even get a card. I did what Simmons said.
Yeah.
You know,
Never- yeah.
hey, why give her a card? I'm just going to give her like a certain amount of money I gave her.
$22.
No, it was more than that.
I know. I'm just.
But anyway, I gave $3.72, and she looked at me like I was a complete moron. And then maybe I said, "Do you keep cards?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "You've never kept one of my cards," and she told me I was right.
Yeah.
But she still didn't. It made no sense.
The card meant that much.
Exactly. She was a card lady.
So if she's not careful, she won't even get an envelope next year. Just be loose cash.
Then my nephew let me know that I didn't get him anything for his birthday. So you ever did that? You didn't get somebody
Yeah.
a present,
Yeah.
and they tell you about it, so you feel about yay tall. So the next day you have to bring them something,
What'd you bring him?
the same amount of money.
To the penny.
To the penny. They got matching.
He
matching
didn't
wardrobe.
care about the card.
No, he didn't care about the
He
card.
was okay with it. Yeah. Wow. That's not bad. But no cookie cake.
No.
Yeah.
Had something. You ever had a petite four?
Yes.
Oh man.
My mom loves them. She like
yes.
there's somebody that worked at Security Federal that would go down there and there's a place in like Chattanooga.
Chattanooga makes some good ones.
Yes.
Yes.
And if my mom went to Chattanooga, she would get them and bring them to the girl that worked at the drive-through at Security Federal. And if
Yes.
she went to Chattanooga, she would have them and bring them to my mom. So yes, she loves them.
Mouth watering. Renee knows.
I've
Petite
never-
you've never had one?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a small cake.
Yeah, small. It's a
When you have one, you'll know.
Okay.
You'll know.
Okay.
If you went to Duck River, you could have got one.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
They're
man.
solid.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hey,
Yeah, they're not bad at all. I can say this much: I've never had much of one because my mom's like,
if
no, they're mine.
If your mom approves, it's got to be good. 'Cause
Yes.
I've had the dessert she makes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Not this past year.
No, not this past
Yeah,
year.
there you go. I knew it was going to come anyway. We just talked about it. We were just talking about when they remind you that you didn't do something.
yes.
Yeah, I remember
Because we
when.
hype it up all the time.
Yeah, we hop up that what we're going to get that we don't get.
Never.
Yeah, y'all did spend like the entire November and December.
I was so
Man,
excited.
Every night
So excited.
during the show. Can't wait to get that Christmas cookie, that Christmas candy. And then Santa said, "No soup for you."
And I know they made them.
Yes.
We got snaps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we made a ton last year.
Appreciate
That makes
it.
you feel good too
Yeah.
when you're sending you snaps
That's
of
why-
food you're not going to get.
Yeah, that's why you weren't in the meeting.
Yes.
Hey, everybody, get in the comment section and let us know about what you did on July 4th. the best commenter in the Ben Lomond Connect message board can win that $15 Mud Bums gift card. We should mention that I believe Keith Vaughn was our winner last year.
Yes.
I went back and told him, and I don't know if he's went and picked it up yet, but Keith Vaughn was our winner last week. And you could be the winner tonight. I don't know. I mean, Drew Walker's trying to make a run for it right now. Ryan Tackett's trying to make a run for it.
Hey, Ryan, he's one that I think got an opportunity to win this week.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it made me feel really special when he was like,
"That's the greatest comment ever."
He said, "Now we have a show," when he all walked in.
Like, he's the fluff. We're the real deal.
The JV. The JV. I've been kicked down to JV status. Connor, what's up, man? What'd you do on the 4th?
Yeah, Connor, what'd you do?
I went and worked a show.
Yeah, you did.
And then,
did you go up the caverns, work a show?
Yeah, I went and worked at the cave.
Who was it?
What's the temperature up there?
Hot.
Really? At the caverns?
Who played at the cave?
Murdered by Death. Folk band.
Hold on. What?
Let me look that up.
You ain't bumper music from them?
No.
What's murdered?
Murder by death.
That's a story by the Main Street Journal.
Why throw shots? Come on, Trev.
Man.
Don't make Rob come in there.
He might still be in the building.
He's got a lot of wrestling moves.
Yeah, I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
he'll buy God from the top rope.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
I will say in my library, I have no murdered by death.
No.
Can't find them.
This never came across the suggested.
Yeah, hey, I know Dad's out there on YouTube right now. Dad, look him up on YouTube.
Do yourself a favor, look up murdered by death. They actually look like they got murdered, or they did some murdering.
Whoa.
Can we get while we're on the break, get an image? We need to pop that up on the screen at some point.
See what I can find.
But hey, we're going to go ahead and take another break here on the Simmons, not the Simmons session. Whoa,
Easy.
Time out.
We missed 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's what's funny. I mean, if it's Simmons Says show, he wants to call it the Simmons Says because he knows he's getting views tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People are seeing Simmons today.
Hey, Raven was at the door there. She said, "Come on in, where you get some, views. Here's a view. Here's a view. There's a view."
Like Oprah out here.
Got the Oliver Twist bowl. Can I get some views? All right, hey, Reddit Round 4 powers the Warren County Sports Authority. We'll be back after the break.
Eyes on something I knew nothing about. I tell you, good buddy, I was knocked right out by Big Butt Billy. Big Butt Billy. Where'd they ever get those tiny little britches on? Well, good God Almighty.
Talk Radio, WBMC News is next.
Planning an auction? Count on the Get It Done Auction Company. The Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company. In business since 1991, they specialize in residential and commercial real estate with emphasis on farms and land. They can help you with estate settlements, business liquidations, and farm dispersals, including land, livestock, and equipment. Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company, representing more and more families in estate auctions each and every day. Call 473-7774 or visit DonaldHillisRealty.com. Firm 2273.
In the Main Street Journal news, just before midnight on July 3rd, 21-year-old James Isaac Polson of McMinnville was arrested after allegedly crashing his vehicle into a light pole on Oriole Drive. Officers Joshua Mullins and Jaden Wood reported that Polson showed signs of intoxication, including slurred speech and unsteady balance. He agreed to field sobriety test but performed poorly and was taken into custody for first offense DUI. During their arrest, Polson reportedly resisted and spat on 3 officers, resulting in 3 charges of assault on a first responder. A pipe with residue was also found in the vehicle, adding a drug paraphernalia charge. Before transported to the jail, Polson became nauseous and allegedly resisting returning to the vehicle, further escalating the situation. Polson remains jailed at this time on a $13,500 bond and is scheduled for arraignment in General Sessions Court Thursday morning. More local news is just a click away at mainstreetjournal.llc. Until next time, I'm Rob Nunley.
Oh, why won't this work?
Don't lose your cool. Call Black's Heating and Air for a preseason check-in service on your central air conditioning system. It can increase the life and dependability of your unit while reducing the chances of a very sticky situation.
Unbelievable!
Get that air conditioner checked now.
This is Benny Black.
And this is Seth Black with Black's Heating and Air.
Call today, 931-668-0785.
Benny's slogan at Black's Heating and Air is, once you've had black, you won't go back.
Mention this ad and you can get a discount.
I'm Jamie Summers with your Main Street weather forecast. 65% chance of rain today, so that's going to continue on through tomorrow. We've got a low tonight of 70, and then tomorrow we're looking at a high of 83. It's going to be a nice evening tomorrow night. Maybe a little bit rainy, but a low of 70.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. A woman done left. Jeez. Took all the reason I was working for.
Thanks,
It's a
Johnny
little-
Paycheck.
It's a little hotter than it normally is. God.
Hey, welcome back to the.
Just because we didn't get fired doesn't mean that we.
We're not trying.
We don't want to leave. Just
Yeah, we're
yet.
not trying right
We
now.
don't want to be murdered by death.
Oh, speaking of,
Go ahead. Oh, you got a picture for us? Yeah, I want to see this.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Charles Manson's family's hit on the screen.
Hey, we're back on the Warren County
Please
Sports
tell me
Authority.
they're not local. Don't listen to this.
no, I think they're from like Oregon or something.
Oh, McMinnville, Oregon.
They flew all the way down.
Yeah.
What's their number? What's a top hit they have?
Oh, I have no idea. Don't ask me.
Oh,
that.
I'll tell you. Dad did research.
Oh,
he
did
just
he?
texted me. Yeah, he said, "Hey, looks like they have 2 new songs, Never Be and Everything Must Rest. They're from Bloomington, Indiana, and they have a song called Go to the Light."
That was the one I was looking at. That's Murder by Death.
Murder by Death. Go to the Light.
They actually sat around and said, "You know what? I think a great band name would be
Murder by Death."
by Death."
Right. Well, good for them.
They got to be doing all right.
Yeah.
Hey, Warren County Sports Authority here on 97.7 FM, also on WBMC app. We're on Facebook Live. Make sure you get your comments in. We're on YouTube on Main Street Media, McMinnville. Trev, you ready?
I'm ready, man.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't know if you're. I mean, sometimes I wonder.
I'm ready.
But hey, we're going to let everybody know that we're going to do the Trev's TNT Power Broker of the Week, which is presented by Napa of McMinnville. When you think of power, think Napa store on Beersheba Highway. If your own personal power supply seems to be a little bit down on its get it done attitude, check out Napa Premium Legend batteries. Legend.
Yes.
batteries.
Legend and Napa go together.
Yeah, love it.
Those batteries will never lead you to death.
No.
They start every time.
Yeah, they're not going to the light. They're going to turn on the lights.
They will turn the lights on.
Hey, Napa stock batteries for everything from ATVs, motorcycles, and lawnmowers up to batteries for big trucks and tractors. Got some of those songs?
We've used a battery or two.
Battery or two the other day? You know a little bit about vehicles over there?
Well, every once in a while.
Hey, you can call 474-6272 for more information on rebates and discounts for listeners to the Warren County Sports Authority.
Hey, Power Broker's easy this week. This guy doesn't need a battery to charge up any views. You got Chris Cope coming in on Chad's show.
Wow.
And I mean, just
brought our boy Chad to the 2K Club.
Yeah,
Welcome to the 2K Club.
Welcome
Come
to
on
the
in,
2K
the water's
Club.
fine.
Yeah, the water's warm.
But
now, when you
wanna-
make it to the 5K Club, we
Holler
really
at me.
appreciate it. And then when you hit the 10K Club, salute.
I want to commend Chris because I did listen to some of the interview, and I want to commend how he answered the questions. And if he didn't have an answer right away, he would, like when you asked a question, he would say, "Chris, let me get that and get back to you." And I have no doubt that if next time you saw him, if you asked him the same question, he would answer. He may have followed up with you
He
guys.
was back in the
absolutely.
comment section later that night, answering questions where people had asked him. He said, "I'll find it out," and then he went and answered them in the comment section later that night.
And he would answer tough questions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
he wasn't looking for the softballs. He wasn't sugarcoating it. Trev, that's a great one.
Yeah, Chris Cope, man, and hey, he was in the 5K. He did the 5K over the week too. So yeah, little shout out to Ray Bishop too for the winning the Sergeant Stripes 5K. Minor power. And then what about the Myers family, man?
They do a pretty good job in the running games, correct?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
The mom has won 7 out of the last 11 going into this year. She has a stress fracture, couldn't run, so her daughter wins.
Sends the daughter out.
And the husband, Ben, has won multiple times over the years, and I think he finally in fact, that probably wasn't Mary's first win because, at some point, he was pushing the stroller and winning back in the day. So, that's not the first time she's crossed that finish line.
Not the first time she won.
Yeah, but no, man. Chris
She was taught early to win. You know what I mean?
Winning breeds winning.
Teach them early.
Yeah, but yeah. Now I'm hoping that Ann's back next year.
Really?
I want the rematch.
Oh,
I want mother versus daughter.
Yeah, you want to see how much competition they got.
Yeah, the last two winners strive for stride to the end to see who wins between mom and daughter there. But yeah, no, Chris Cope turned in a great time. Yeah, Cope
had a big week.
Yeah, Cope
was a great
good
interview.
Week. Yeah, of course, Chris Springs fireworks.
You know why he's a good interview?
What's that?
Honestly, he's just real.
Yeah,
he's just real. He doesn't back up and punt. He lets you know what's on his mind. There was probably some answers that maybe people didn't agree with, but you've got to respect how he answers questions.
Yeah.
I can see Chris Cope's political future in this community being, rising, actually.
We're buying stock. We're buying stock in the Chris Cope
stock
political. Yeah, okay.
I can see Chris Cope at some point in time being a county executive.
Wow. Put it out there.
I can.
Man, you should have saved that for saying the future.
Well, I was going to throw that out there, and then I just overstepped my bounds there. But
that's fine.
Chris Cope, great guy.
Legend Battery.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, Thomas Smith has dropped into the Ben Lomond Connect message board with a thumbs up, so I think he approves. Thomas, we approve you. He wants to say he did say last thing on that. Feel free to bring your old battery in for free testing over there at Napa store, Burspa Highway.
Let Thomas test your battery and sell you a battery.
Give it the Thomas test.
Yeah. Thomas the Train.
Yeah, man. Chris, man, that's fascinating.
Chris Cope is a guy that people in his community can get behind because he's believable.
Yep.
He's reasonable.
Yep.
He's not a typical politician.
He's not a persona.
No,
exactly.
He passes the sports, and he also passes the Sports Authority common sense test.
Yes.
Some of the answers he said were just sounded like common sense.
Yeah.
And you can tell. And when I've listened to him before in meetings, I'm like, yeah, he's just making a common sense.
Let's be honest. We all listened to that on Monday night.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean this bad, Chad. That's probably the first time we've ever listened to the whole show. Okay, I mean,
fair.
So he's a great interview.
Yeah.
There were some things that he said, not that we're going to say I can't agree with that, but they probably weren't things that we would say that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're listening to him, he's giving reasons of why he would vote this way or say that. You just got to respect a guy for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say we and granted, Sullins and I who can't shut up ever.
Exactly.
We're in the comment section peppering him.
Yeah,
we had to antagonize.
We're there, but there was some stuff that, like I says, you said that. And I don't know. But he said, hey, I get it. I see what you are saying.
Yeah, but then I. From Chad's perspective, or someone who's been in the seat of maybe having to ask somebody some questions, I feel like it's always good to get other people's perspective to make the questions easier.
Yeah. Well, there was one nice thing that I did enjoy from Chris Cope. Verified a lot of the same stuff that we had been saying about a month ago.
Absolutely.
Like the $26 million figure was out there.
Well,
also talked about the stadium and said he said that 3-letter word that starts with T. Tax. He said it's gonna for a stadium. Probably gonna have to have it. And a little bit of wheel tax. So we heard it. And I was like,
you know what you can't. You know what you can't spell tax without?
What's it?
Axe.
Yeah.
It's done.
Get you cut. Gotta watch that. But see, that's what I like about Chris.
He
Cope.
knows that's not.
He didn't he never sugarcoated it. No. He's not saying, "Hey, those guys are. This is what people really know," but I'm not going to. I'm not going to actually bring that up. Yeah. I'm not going to put that into play. He says, hey, it's factual. Put it in play. We're going to have to deal with it sooner or later. Yep. He didn't Epstein list it. He didn't.
What?
What? What are you talking about? Move on.
No names. No names on here. What's going on?
That's the reason I respect Chris Cope. And like I said, his political life, I think, has got a lot more lives to it if he wants to.
Yeah.
If he wants to.
Explode onto the scene like a firework.
Tell you what, if I was running to get, I like it.
Hey,
that's a business card right there, boy.
Yep.
He's been waiting to say that for 5 minutes.
I just popped in my head.
It was circling.
No, I just popped in my head.
It went in one ear and he called it.
He
I got to
did-
keep it here.
Dude, he didn't hear the last 45 seconds of what you said. He was sitting there waiting. Hey, when someone
Come on.
stops. When someone stops.
I got one. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
You decide you want to run for political office. Chris Cope signs the same papers. Let me
Out.
just tell you.
I'm out.
I respectfully resign.
I'm gonna go to the house.
Yes.
I'm gonna show up to the first debate and they're like, Jeffrey, what would you do? I'd vote for Chris. I'd vote for Chris Cope. That's big an idea.
And if
I'm
you-
out.
If you want to run against him,
Yeah.
you need a good campaign manager.
Oh yeah.
I'm offering that service.
Yeah.
If you're trying to beat an actual good opponent,
Yeah.
I've got you.
That's a man. Do you need another job? What's going on?
Hey, man.
Were you in that meeting? Did you get axed too?
Who knows? I'm on the verge of getting cut from everything.
Fair. We always are. Yeah. I mean, you're a part of this show, even though you're
Except
not.
they endorse my opinions.
They did on Tuesday. No, they said
Yes.
it. He's not a part of the disclaimer on that. All right.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to take our last break on the Warren County Sports Authority radio show here on 97.7 FM. Reddit Brown Ford is powering the Sports Authority.
Power stroke power.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in?
Towering over Soaky Mountain Water Park sits an 8-story drop down a twisted path of raging currents. Introducing Rafters Rage. 6 courageous souls ride together to brave the twists, turns, and zero-gravity drops. It's not just a raft ride, it's an initiation, a test of family, friends, and fortitude. Rafters Rage at Soaky Mountain Water Park. Coming soon. Learn more at SoakyMountainWaterPark.com.
Spring has sprung at Meadows Homes of McMinnville, and sunshine isn't the only thing in the air. It's their Sunshine in Springtime Bonus Day sale. Right now, when you purchase any new home, you'll receive a $500 Lowe's gift card on them. Fresh flowers, fresh deals, and a fresh start in your dream home. But hurry, this offer won't last forever. Come see the friendly folks at Meadows Homes of McMinnville, 4651 Manchester Highway, or call 931-668-7300. Meadows Homes of McMinnville.
Where great deals happen every day.
Need service for your Ford but short on time? Hi, I'm Service Manager Jordan Shank at Reddick Brown Ford, where we make it easy with complimentary pickup and delivery. Whether it's routine maintenance or repairs, we'll come to you, take care of your vehicle, and bring it right back, all without interrupting your day. Experience stress-free service from a name you trust. Schedule your appointment now at ReddickBrownFord.com. Reddick Brown Ford, where convenience meets quality care.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh, made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply. Pioneer Building Supply, where good business makes good friends. Pioneer Building Supply.
Yeah. All day long. Makes dollars and makes sense.
Did you just bring the Sports Authority back in with Creed?
Yeah.
Hey, this is the Warren County Sports Authority 97.7 FM. Sports Authority is powered by Reddick Brown Ford.
Power, stroke, power.
Vroom, vroom.
And to let everybody know, hey, you got to get in this Ben Lomond. This Ben Lomond Connect message board is not popped off yet. We're going to, at some point, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to fire Sullins back up and get him on the rant of the week on that. But to let you know about the Ben Lomond Connect message board, that these Tennessee summers are the best, Trev.
Ooh, they are. Can't beat them.
Grilling, chilling, streaming. Hey, if you want to take a picture, send it over to the marketing at benlomond.org along with your name, address, and phone number of you grilling, chilling, and streaming. By August 31st, you have a chance to win a free $300 in value Weber grill or one of 9 free internet monthly bill credits. That's not bad.
No, can't beat it.
Yeah, what I mean, that's a monthly bill. You're probably saving about $60 right there on that. I mean, we've had the Tennessee gig over there at the Simmons household. Ben Lomond Connect. Delivering internet
at the speed of light.
Yeah, absolutely. But now nobody offers multi-gig fiber internet speed and the ability to expand your Wi-Fi coverage like Ben Lomond Connect. I still can't say the word, so I just skip over it every single
Synchronous.
time. Yes, thank you.
Synchronous.
Hey, if you're not a
Can you say it, Trill?
Synchronous.
Synchronous.
There you go.
I just can't. I can't
right,
read it.
It was synchronous.
Synchronous. How we said it.
Hey, do you want me to spell it out phonetically for you?
Yes, probably. Hey, if you're not a customer, don't delay. Go big with the Tennessee gig. Call your local BLC office or go to benlomondconnect.com. Some exclusions may apply. Again, get in. Is there a word that everybody else struggles with? Say it in the Mud Bums.
Yes.
Make me feel better. Tell me what the word is, and maybe you'll get the $15 Mud Bums gift card.
We'll see if we can say it.
if we can't say it, maybe you'll get the $15.
We want to get back to school
and
so
Raven
bad.
and Abby, don't just put one word. We know there's more.
They tuned out a long time ago. All right, guys. Well, hey, I mean, do you have another C in the future, Sullins, or are you good there? We want to get away from.
We'll go to another C in the future if you want to.
Let me tell you up a C in the future real quick. Are you ready to tackle any job in Middle Tennessee? From powerful Kubota tractors, mowers, and construction to steel chainsaw, Krebs Kubota has what you need. Your local dealer of choice for sales, service, and rentals. That is, visit Krebs Kubota in Murfreesboro and experience the Krebs way. That's Krebs Kubota at 615-890-1200. You can also find them at KrebsKubota.com. That's Krebs Kubota.
Who is that?
Krebs Kubota. I don't know where that came from, but
it's got a niche.
Yeah.
Once you started, you can't stop it.
Yeah. Any C in the futures that y'all got here? Because I have a quick, easy C in the future.
Tell me.
C in the future, you're not going to see the Pioneers as much as what this year. I know this for a fact. That's not even a C in the future. It's an absolute fact. Nope. Osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis.
That was actually pretty easy.
Okay.
What is this? 2 for 3.
Can we use that in a sentence?
Jeff has osteoporosis.
It was easy for me to say. You'd almost think that I have it, the reading it that quickly. Yeah, see in the future, one thing. Only 4 Pioneer football games here. But, hey, see in the future, better one here?
6.
Nurseryman's Bowl?
Nurseryman's Bowl, man.
Sullins, what are your thoughts about a potential Nurseryman's Bowl?
Can't wait to see the 2 teams play in the Nurseryman's Bowl at Nunley Stadium in mid-November. Basically, after one team who we basically said that probably didn't need to be in the playoff, in the region.
Yep.
Need to get out of that. But I'm not a big fan of it. You know as well as I do. I think that let's have a regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where our football program's at. If we're going to do that, I would maybe take them on a trip or something.
Yep.
I don't know if playing another home game at the Nurseryman's Bowl, which has not been played since, I'm going to say, the early 90s.
I think the 90 team played in it.
Yeah, they did play in it. That's the year I graduated.
8-3, right?
They beat Cumberland County. I remember actually watching it, and we were upstairs in the gym that day after we got back from a camp.
Another thing that popped
I'm
in
just
my
not big on it.
Popped in my mind was we have 3 preseason games.
Yeah,
which
are all on the road.
Yes, yeah. But you talking about 3 games, which I know those games aren't full games. What is it?
No, they're
Like
one of them's like a structured workout,
Right.
And then another one's like one half of varsity and another
But
half of.
then you're stretching the season into even longer with the 3 at the beginning, the 1 on the end, and then another one that we talked about a little bit is going into basketball season. Like now, Danny's not going to cause any issues, but as a basketball coach, you normally give those guys the first week or so off anyway, coming back from football, to just get healthy and not get banged up. Now you're missing them for maybe 2 or 3 weeks if you play an extra game.
I mean, at the very least, you're missing them for another week. But Drew Walker, Drew Walker's really trying to go for the mud bums. Don't send them to Disney to play. Didn't go so well last time. If you know, you know.
Another sports legendary story that's came out of Warren County that was not that positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pamela Rogers.
That's way over here.
Disney story.
Yeah.
Wasn't at the bottom of the poll.
Yeah.
Well, what's your take on it? What's your take on the ball? I mean,
let's just call it what it is. You found out this week. You found out recently that you weren't going to get your 5th home game because I think from everything I've gathered, Glencliff kind of okey-dokes you. You thought you were pretty clear of we're playing at home on October 31st, and then you find out like in the last week or so, no, you're coming to us on October 31st. No. We have a home game. No, you don't. So, granted, in the grand scheme of things, we get 4 this year. We'll have 6 next year. So you get that home game. You're just not getting it this year. But then all of a sudden you look at it and you're like, oh, well, hey, man, we only got 4 games. Here's the question to me. When you found it out, had you already started selling season tickets? Because if you did, you might have started pricing those for 5 games, and now you didn't have those. Yeah, so, I mean, like one of those, you got yourself into a little bit of a pickle. Potential.
Yeah, it's got a pickle.
Not on your own volition.
Yeah.
Somebody put you in a bad spot, so you had to start coming up with some contingencies, which isn't always fun. And again, I don't think this is that big of a deal. Like I'm not – the one thing that you really get frustrated – I think that it would be frustrating if I'm Anthony Lippi, if I'm Philip King, if I'm Coach Ballou, if I'm Chris Hobbs. I'm like, we made the decision to go non-region, and the first thing that happens is our schedule gets a little screwed up. And it's like that's not a great look.
Well,
but it's nothing that they could – it's nothing they did, and I think that's not – and I wouldn't put it on their feet.
I do think that you're right in this aspect. I mean, it's one of those things that naysayers are going to – it's easy to jump on this right here.
See,
you know, if you'd have been region, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
The thing that when I say I don't think the Nurseman's Bowl is something that is – I just don't think that is the be-all, end-all, this is how we want to end our season type deal. Because you're probably bringing in a team that, let's be honest, probably wasn't as successful. It'll probably be it's either going to be a region team that's playing in the playoffs that didn't make the playoff or had the opportunity that didn't make it.
Yep.
Or you're going out and getting a team that's comparable to where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not – I don't know if that's something. I think there's the true reasoning for it is a positive. My opinion.
You might just – and I know this is like is silly to even say it, but you might even want to avoid the word bowl and just call it the Nurseman's game.
Yeah.
And just say – because, you know, bowl has a connotation of hey, you're like over 500 teams that are playing for something where you're like, this not necessarily the case. Now, granted – we could be saying all this, and Warren County runs off a 9-1, 10-0 season and says, we want another game. And it's going to be the Nurseman's Bowl, and we're going to go play the best team that didn't make the playoffs in the state.
I could agree with that.
And that's great. And then you call it a bowl, you call it whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah. You do that. But if you're, you know, under 500, which is, you know, I'm not saying they will or won't be. I'm just saying if you're under 500 and all of a sudden you're like, well, we're going to get a bowl game for that. You're like, well, now you might have devalued what
the
a
reason
bowl is.
I'm not a big fan of it is most of the time that you see these bowl games in today's climate when it comes to TSSAA football, they're thrown together at the last minute.
Yep.
Nobody decides the first week of the season on week 0 we're going to have a bowl game.
Yeah. Yep.
At the end of the season. It's basically you're talking to some coaches, and a coach says, hey, I wish we had one more. The other coach says, hey, I wish we did too. Hey, let's just meet together and play in a bowl game.
Yeah.
When you're throwing things together or it's a planning that was done in a short amount of time, that is something that I'm not big on. If you're going to do it, go ahead and announce it now.
And
we're going to do this, and we're going to find an opponent that'll play us.
And my suggestion would be Coffee County.
Okay, because
you don't have Coffee County on the schedule right now.
And you're saying that Coffee County's not going to make the playoffs?
Probably not.
Okay.
But at least that one. Now you're talking about why are we playing an extra game? Because we're going to play our rival again. We couldn't get them on the regular season schedule, so we're going to make sure we get we're going to get a rivalry game back.
I wouldn't have any problem with that, but you're not going to get Coffee County to be able to commit to that until week 8, 9, or 10
until they know they're out of the playoff.
Yes. But I do think that would be something that would be a little.
It's got to be a team like that would be a team that we're used to playing or something along those lines.
Yeah. Hey, on our Mud Bum, the Ben Loma Connect message board, our Mud Bums foe, Ryan Williams, says, have we reached out to Sycamore Bishop to see if they would want to take Glencliffe's spot for the 5th game?
First of all, it's called Bishop Sycamore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It don't really matter.
Yeah. That being said, it can be called anything because it wasn't a true team.
No.
I'll give Ryan credit. That was one of the greatest stories ever created.
Yeah, and
Bishop Sycamore.
One of the best lines in that is they're saying, they told us they had all these top recruits. Now, we can't confirm that, but they said they got them.
Yeah, all right. Hey, that music tells me that we're done on the radio portion of the Warren County Sports Authority, powered by Reddick Brown Ford. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back on OT. Get to Facebook Live, get to YouTube to join us for the OT portion.
Crickets are singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready. Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stumble road.
The McMinnville Warren County Chamber of Commerce is more than a membership, it's a partnership. Whether you're just starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, the Chamber connects you with the tools, resources, and connections you need to succeed. More visibility, better networking, and a stronger community. It's all waiting for you. Visit warrentn.com today and see how a membership can make a difference for your business. The McMinnville Warren County Chamber of Commerce, your key to success.
Planning a move? McMinnville Moving and Storage has been trusted for over 60 years. Licensed, insured, and offering free quotes. Visit us at McMinnvilleMoving.com today. McMinnville Moving and Storage. Moving your past to your future.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Discover The Well at Tree City. Sip on expertly crafted cocktails, savor fine wines, or enjoy zero-proof sips. There's something for everyone.
Mondays, 2-for-1 beers. Wednesdays, wind down with 50% off any bottle of wine. And on Thursdays, get $2 off any well-made libation and delicious bar bites.
Experience the elegant atmosphere and let their knowledgeable bartenders mix up your next favorite drink.
The Well at Tree City, where every pour tells a story.
Cheers to great nights.
Visit The Well at Tree City. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly.
It's time to upgrade.
Well, I just heard. We just heard the news. Simmons has left us for the hour.
He's gone.
He's gone. So, hey, they're leaving it to the two guys that y'all wanted to listen to anyway. You know what I mean?
He's back.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Dancing Bear's back.
Dancing Bear. Did a 5K, came back. I just want to let everybody know we're sponsored by Reddick Brown Ford.
Power stroke power.
Vroom. Got big guy back in the room, ready for some OT. That first hour just flew by. Of course, Trevor and I was only here for 30% of it. You know, bosses said we actually get to stay and work a little late tonight.
I was worried when they said, hey, y'all hang out for a minute. I was like, and here it is.
Did you hear Connor's concern in his voice when he walked in and said, Jeff's going to be out for a while. Can you guys do this?
Hey, guys. And then I walked out.
Like, hey, guys.
I walked out and I saw Raven standing at the door. I was like, why is the door open? Like, what's happened?
Yeah. People thought we was going to burn the building down.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for turning my mic on.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Easy with the sass there.
Yeah. Easy now.
Easy now.
Easy dancing.
Did y'all do the disclaimer? Did y'all open up with the disclaimer back on the hour?
No, we just talked about why you were gone.
Yeah. Here's the disclaimer. They want everybody to know that the views expressed on the WCSA, Warren County Sports Authority, only the most popular show in Warren County and surrounding counties and the mid-state.
Maybe.
Maybe the country.
Debatable.
Hutton might give us some competition in the entire mid-state.
These views are of Jeff Simmons, Trevor Evans, and myself, Chris Sullins. Nobody else agrees with anything that we say in this building. No. We found that out in a meeting this afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay?
Man, it was tough.
So please don't call them and complain. Okay? Mm-hmm. Do it in text form or maybe email.
Yeah, and this is Chad Graves' number. I'll get to you real in just a second. No.
and if you don't want to do that, just wait till Monday night. He's on there about 6, and just put it in the comment section.
In the comment section.
Yeah, give it behind the mic 5 p.m. Just blow up the comment section.
Blow up the comment section how you don't like what we're saying.
Yeah,
but and we're doing this for practical reasons. One being, please don't sue us. Yeah. Okay.
And that being said, the disclaimer is sponsored.
Sponsored by
Prater's Barbecue.
Prater's Barbecue.
If you want some good chicken tenders, go out there and get them taken care of. You'll get some good eats.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, we're trying. Hey, we're trying. Or I know what I'm trying. I need some frog legs, Gary.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
I want to try them.
I'll need some frog legs, okay? If we can get some frog legs, I feel like year 25 has been a winner.
Right.
You know, and that's it.
That's all we need.
Hey, it's chicken dinner, winter, chicken dinner. See, winter, frog leg dinner. If I get one of those, so Stephanie, Gary, all those fans out there,
just need one.
I'll promise you, hey, bring in 100, I'll eat 89 of them, and I'll sell the other 11.
Yeah, we can do that.
Somehow, some way.
We can sell them on this show.
Simmons on a smoke break over here. Have you seen that? Huh? Yeah.
What are you doing over there, big dog?
Yeah.
Hey, I just realized I'm like, they could do this without me.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he's been doing this for 3 hours. Sometimes we just got to give big man a break.
Go ahead, boys. I like it.
LA for a minute.
At one point in time, I was going to grab his phone and see what Don was saying.
I send them the Dad. Sorry, I apologize. There are times when like he'll send me so many messages during the show that I screenshot it. I'm like, hey guys, look at. I was like, this is what the comment section looks like.
One thing at one time I want to, because Simmons does bring our show up a little bit when Dad comes in on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really want Don to come out and say, hey, does he like us? Does he like Trevor now? You know what I mean? We got to get to the bare bones of this.
Yeah, he's like, oh man.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
can't
don't know
stand
those
listening
guys.
to those guys.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, hey, let's fire up the Ben Lomond Connect message
Do
board. Frank Fisher just said, hey, he's been out of pocket. But speaking of the Dancing Bear, Connor, the Mamas and the Papas have a song about Dancing Bear, apparently.
I tried to find it. I don't think we have it in the system.
Yep. And Drew Walker says they don't even need the Dancing Bear anymore. They've moved on, Jeff.
Hey, you know what would cause them to need you back?
What's that?
Following through with the punishment for not making it in 45 minutes, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. What is it now?
What's that punishment?
So, originally it was supposed to be getting his face waxed, but
not going to happen.
He only lost by 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only
5 minutes. And sprinting in the end, I was like, oh, you had that energy left. Anyway. So now it's either he has to dye his beard black.
He's not doing that.
Or wax his arms on air.
Wax his arm. What is Connor's obsession?
I don't know, man.
I just think it'd be hilarious because it's going to be hard for him not to say one of the 7 words. We may just have to mute his mic and have Elena just commentate on what's happening.
That would be funny. No,
where is the intern at though for our show?
I thought she was. I actually thought she was coming this afternoon.
Let's be honest.
You've said that for like the last 4 weeks. You're like, I swear she said she was coming.
Today I even told her, I was like, because she was talking about shooting like videos in the middle of the breaks. I don't know if y'all saw this today.
Oh, yeah, you were oblivious.
I had no clue.
This place could have been on fire.
Yeah, legitimately.
She's like right here, and
she's
I'm
in
like,
their video.
bro.
No, know what she said? I didn't realize it at the time, but she said she was videoing. Like when she was videoing me, she was like doing like this to make it look like she was using her phone, but she was videoing me the whole time. That's very slick. Yeah, I'm over here singing Tom Petty. Very poorly, my dad. And then she's just videoing me. She's like, yeah, well, she's like, I'm going to come over there and like, I'll shoot like TikToks in the middle of y'all's commercials. And I said, I won't even tell Trev and Chris that you're doing it. And you could just do it. But I was like, but if you see me do this, then you can't put that on. You can't put that on TikTok. If something said during the middle of a commercial that I go, then don't put it on TikTok. Which we never say anything like that.
No, never.
Yeah. Hey, one of these days we talked about we got some things that are gonna.
We got some
structure
things.
stuff.
We got some stuff
in the work
to change.
Well, one of those is I don't know how much. I don't know how much more people are going to have to worry about us going on breaks.
Yeah. Yes.
That might be something in the
I think
works
our
in
fans
August.
have decided, hey, we don't need breaks, and it looks like the bosses have said, hey,
They know the show has no breaks.
Exactly.
They know
full
at
steam
6
ahead,
o'clock.
boys.
They know at 6 o'clock Connor needs a smoke break.
Yep.
Other than that, they're like, hey, they can
He's
go.
good.
Just run it through.
We could go straight through if they let me smoke in my room.
They basically have figured out that this is not a high school.
That's
game.
another meeting.
We don't need quarters. We need halftime overtime.
Yeah, halftime OT. That's all we need. So though we might be getting there for everybody. So stay tuned on that. News breaks. Rob Nelly says, news.
No, they said no. Hey, here's what they said. If those hadn't been listened to by 5 o'clock, they weren't going to be listened to. You had all day to listen to that.
Fair. We'll do the station break.
Exactly.
Let me throw it to Connor for a station ID.
You are now listening.
Click. 10 seconds later, we're back at it. Yep. All right, guys. We still have a lot of categories to get to here. Hey, you want to do avoiding disaster?
Let's do it.
Do y'all have one? Because I have one.
Yeah, well, hey, since we did the show for 15 minutes, we'll let you take it over for a couple.
Unless I keep getting. No, you know what? No, we're not doing avoiding disaster.
You just changed the format right there.
We're gonna do the Sullen's rant because I keep thinking that if we did, this is what happens when we do not coordinate the show at all, and we don't do this ever at all. I mean, we sit there and eat mud bums, wings and pizza. Hey, by the way, mud bums. Appreciate them. Always another the pepperoni, the Swisher pepperoni. Yes. Are y'all pumped about that?
I like pepperoni. And I'll be honest, I think the reason we didn't get fired is because we gave the bosses some food.
That could have been it.
You know what I mean?
Mabry seemed like
was like, I want to get rid of them, but the pizza.
He kept waiting and waiting. Yeah. He's like, oh, no, I'm good. No, and he's like, man, I think I do want some of that pizza.
Let me get some.
We kind of handed over to the Godfather. Let the Godfather have the first piece.
Break some bread.
Yeah, let's break some bread.
Yeah, well, hey, man, you can. Hey, tomorrow night, Thursday night, that's a big night at Mud Bums. Yeah. We know that. We know that for a fact. We've been there plenty of times on there. You can get that picture and wings for $15 over there at Mud Bums. So, hey, big time.
Big time, for
Love
sure.
that. Hey, speaking of Mud Bums, it's coming up. It's quick. I mean, I keep thinking about it. Oh, that's a ways away. 17 days.
17 days.
We're going to be taking on Team Mud Bums in the Spring Four. And Connor apparently says that he even has the perfect music for the Spring Four now. Can we get a preview on it? Do you have it?
We can get a preview. I've already loaded it in.
What kind of Spring Four preview music we got?
Song about golf.
Oh, is it now?
Really? I thought this was the deliverance music over.
Well, my good friend said I had too much stress in my life.
Okay.
He said I got just the cure for you if you will take my advice.
We might get a new editor for our video.
Well, do yourself a favor, get up out of your chair, take a long walk, get yourself some air, and play yourself a round or two of golf.
Not bad.
That's nice, man.
You were on the chopping block there for a second.
But now he came. I mean,
always
C-Dub, man.
C-Dub delivers.
Yeah, we were talking. We actually had that discussion today. I think we're still working out exactly how we wanted to be able to give the people what they want on July 26th. And one thing is I think our guy Connor here is going to be doing like a full scale video shoot of it. But we're also going to be doing some Facebook Live, and we'll see if Elena shows. That'll be the one time Elena shows up all year.
We were talking about that, and I was like, we might need to run this by her before we.
She's an intern, man.
She'll figure
she doesn't get paid.
Exactly.
She'll be fine.
Yeah,
she doesn't do anything.
She's an intern. She shows up when Jeff tells her to show up.
Yeah,
that's
except
barely.
for Wednesday nights.
Except for Wednesday nights, yeah. But no, I think she really wants to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So she'll show up for that. Yeah, she'll ride around.
We heard is Hutton in?
I haven't heard from him yet.
We got to get Hutton on the line.
I'll tell you. Here's what I want to say. If he is in, I'm not going to tell him until day of.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
We show up and then all of a sudden Hutton pops out and then it's like the game changes.
I think we took a mental advantage this
week.
They did.
We
took
did.
a mental advantage.
Yeah.
They basically tried to back up and punt on where we could tee off.
Yes.
Oh, we never said that. And then somebody graciously enough actually sent them a screenshot of the text where they said exactly that.
Where they literally were the ones that brought it up. We didn't say anything about silvers. And it's like, oh, well, here's the screenshot where you literally said silver. And then I said, yeah, we'll shoot from the silvers. Yeah. So we're silver and gold. We're silver and gold tees there.
Mentally, I think we've got to them.
Might have got them a little blender.
Got a little hot under the collar there.
That being said, Connor, you talked like we said this last week. You talked to some people. What was their assessment of my golf game?
Absolutely terrible.
That was a correct assessment.
Yeah, Connor
checked out. But the reporting.
Yeah,
that was solid.
Yeah, and my mom hits me up.
Yeah,
and you could tell she had a little concern.
Yeah,
she's like, "Hey, y'all aren't going to get like beat, are you?" I'm like, "Mom, I might be the best golfer on our team, and I'm horrible." She's like, "Trev and Sullins aren't going to be good at golf," and I'm like,
"We don't play golf."
I was like, "No, they're not going to be good at golf." I was like, maybe we pull off the miracle of all miracles and just have a hot putter. If we can just one day we just like, hey, that we turn that place into daggum Happy Gilmore putt course.
We still gotta get there, boys.
I'm saying
we gotta find the main road before we can drive on it.
Hey, what's his name? Clayton Myers.
Yeah.
The head pro.
Yeah, the head golf pro. Yes. Yeah. Clarifications are needed.
Very important.
Necessary. Yeah.
Doesn't he give lessons?
Yeah. What do you think he's going to learn in 17 days? What we're going to learn in 17
Look,
days?
man, I need a lesson a day.
How to shake their hand after the loss.
You take the hat off.
Yes,
You
yes.
take the hat off. That's as customary. We're gonna be doing that in the fifth hole when we're 5 forward. Nah, man, we're gonna have a good.
We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
Listen.
Nunley did say, "Hey, if y'all need lessons between now and then, you might have heard that he birdied 18 last month."
I've heard that once.
I've heard that twice today.
in a meeting today.
No confirmation, but it's been floated around.
Yeah, there's nobody to confirm that. I mean, I could say that I birdied 18 last month. I didn't.
Yeah,
But you could say that.
All right, yeah.
Anybody can say it.
Yeah.
Connor did. He doesn't even know golf clubs.
Yeah. I just chucked him out there.
Connor doesn't even know where 18 is.
Yeah. Hey, well.
When you talk
I know
about
where the limit is.
when you talk about 18, C-Dub's talking about a pack.
Yeah, he's talking about 12s and 12s and 24s. C-Dub don't do on 18. No, maybe.
Huh?
Hey,
750s handles. Is that how you do your math? Yeah,
I go by milliliters.
Yeah, but again, we're going to be doing that on July 26th. We're going to finalize a couple different things, but we got some ideas. We really laid out the format and get that. So Clayton, we're going to sit down with Clayton. I'll probably just get Brett. Me and Brett will go sit down with Clayton. Kind of there. Y'all are in. I know y'all are in. So we'll
just tell me when to show up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, like I said, we're just going to do the rant because I don't know what Sullen's going to rant at, and I don't want to step on the topic with a different one. So we're going to tee up the Sullen's rant of the week. Get the clock ready.
All right.
Trev, sponsored by Supreme Building Products. Sullen's, before you get into the rant, tell us a little bit about Supreme Building Products.
Well, hey, the mowers over there, Reese, that family owned and operated business for many, many decades.
1963.
Last time I checked, that's well over 50 years.
52.
They've done
62.
all the things that they've done in this community. They've got all your needs for any home project, building a house, building on. You need a carport. You need Quickcrete. You need grills. You name it. You got a house and you got a project you want to do. Go visit those people, and they will treat you right. They've been a proud supporter of ours since probably day 1, 2, or 3. Mm-hmm. We appreciate them as a sponsor. We know what they do for this community. They're a local hometown operated business that needs to be supported by this community. You need some Benjamin Moore paint?
Got it.
Paint it.
Yep.
You need some of the best wood in this area. They got 2x4s, 2x10s, 2x8s, 4x4s, you name it, they got it. You need some concrete blocks? They got it. You name it, they got it. You need some, hey, I tell you what, all those people out there need new cabinets and they want the new fixtures, go over there and find you some new fixtures over there. They've got them. Reese and that crew, hey, I know they've got trucks that deliver. They'll bring it right to you on a daily basis. They'll help you in any way they can. Mm-hmm. It's one of the best, most efficient building supply organizations in this community, in the mid-state, in the Upper Cumberland, in the world.
Look at that, man.
Look at this
I'm
guy.
telling you.
I was looking for I was like, where are the notes at? What's going on?
Reese and his crew take care of you. They're not called Supreme for nothing. They are Supreme. Yep. Supreme Building Supply.
Man, that was really good.
Hey, you got to get you an FYI Friday, too.
I did get worried at one point during that ad read.
Yeah, what'd you think?
What was that?
You need wood?
Oh.
Like,
come on.
C-Dub at some point in time, man.
Yeah, no. I got the only reason I got worried is because I saw Sullen's aiming up. When one finger comes up, you know he's about to start counting. I've seen that before.
I thought the rant was coming. I'm like, do I start the clock?
Tim Page says in this Ben Loma Connect message board, said, "Hey, I hear Jeff needs cabinet doors. Bet Supreme can hook him up."
Yeah.
Hey, there's plenty of wood in the house already.
Ripping it off your walls.
All right. Hey, so the Sullen's Rant of the Week, sponsored by Supreme Building Products. Hit the clock.
Chew.
One screen.
This is going to be a little bit different, and it's just because I think we need to start putting things in perspective. Perspective. Tough word. Over the weekend, there was a tragedy in Texas. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine. It's something that's bothered me since I actually heard about it. and those problems have only grown. It kind of puts in perspective when I'm getting on here and I'm talking about things that are superficial.
Mm-hmm.
I have children. I can't imagine what those people are going through. I want us. We live in a day and time where in a 24-hour news cycle, you forget. We forgot six months ago what happened in Eastern Tennessee and North Carolina. You just forget. Keep those people in your thoughts, in your prayers, and then just remember how good life is. Somehow, let's find some common ground on some things. Don't make these type situations into anything other than what they are. They're just tragedies, and words can't express, and they can't do any. It can't justify any of the pain and heartache that these people's going through. It's bothered me, Trev. When I heard that camp and the amount of young girls that had been lost to this tragedy, it's something that I couldn't shake over the weekend. Yeah. I don't know why. It's bothered me to no end, and it's something that when we talk about weather events and flooding and those type of things, it'll something that'll be brought back. I just hope as a community and throughout this country that we understand how precious life is, and we always treat it that way. And I think that we try to do a pretty good job of that, of staying lighthearted. But you got to realize some of the things that we argue about, they're inconsequential when it comes to things like that. That's probably not where you guys thought I was going tonight. But I'm telling you, man, this is one thing that has bothered. It's just weighed. I can't wrap my head around how you could deal with those type tragedies. Couldn't imagine it, brother. It's all I mean, that's what I got this week. It just bothered me.
Clock.
Oh,
first. Yeah.
2:38.
I think you could talk about it till the cows come home, and it just doesn't. It doesn't qualify of what's went on.
What I want to avoid completely, other than what you're saying, is I really don't want to get into criticizing the debate that's going on there because I don't want it, and I don't want to. I don't want to give it any more. I don't want to get any more airtime than it already gets. All of that, because like you said, I mean, I think I saw the number today got it's over 100 now. And it's just it's unimaginable. You said it, unimaginable is one of the is one of the things that sticks out to me.
It's unimaginable because I can't comprehend it. I'm at the river this weekend. Yeah. I remember thinking, and I was talking to my brother-in-law. Water rose 25 to 30 feet in 45 minutes. How does that happen? Yeah. It's just I don't know, man. And it's been every time it gets brought up, it's bothered.
It's even more gut wrenching when you go online and you see people turning it into something that it's not, and turning it into a political war or something like this. And it's
that's piss poor.
It's absolutely piss poor, and as a nation, I feel like we need to do better.
Yes,
it's one of the most heartbreaking things, and it's like you said, Coach. We have the news on in the office every day, and they talked about it a lot, and it's just every time it's just God.
It's been tough, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, it has really. It's a story that has just it's bothered me.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, and as you said, every time you see the news, it's just more. It's more bothersome because you see the heartbreak, the heart wrenching things that happen. Like I think there was a story about a pair of sisters that they were found together, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And as you said, I think that's. We do lose sight in some aspects of the things that happen on those, and one of those things is the fact that we forget, like we just said, we just had these floods and the things and with the devastation that it can cause.
And you forget about that. You forget about those issues. It's just praying for those people.
Absolutely.
In ways that I don't have the words.
There's no words. Yeah,
I don't have the words. I don't.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that 100%, man. It's tough. It's so tough, and again too, because like as you said, we're over here talking about football schedules and all that, but
it's really stuff.
So small.
Yeah, it's small.
Yep.
So small.
Yep. No more comments on the Ben Lomond Connect message board right now, and for good reason. I don't think anybody out there has any. I mean. We hate to get into the thoughts and prayers situation here because everybody's like, well, what do you? But at some point, it's like you have to. I mean, they're in it. You don't have to. You don't have to be the person that gets on there and says, "Hey, we're our thoughts and prayers." But you know that you know that's what you're doing, even if you're not commenting for it. Like you're not. I was like, there was just people that go in there. Yeah, he stepped out for a second. That's why I keep looking up and I'm like, yeah, a lot of sullen screen time here. Sullen, you got anything else to say to the people right now?
I'm not okay. No, not in this. I'm on.
He's powered down.
I'm just passing because I think we'll go on to the next segment. And
we'll get back.
We'll get back,
Yep.
but this has been a tough one, boys and girls.
Yep. Don Lowry, Wanamaker on the Ben Lomond Connect message board says, perspective, life is so fragile, and though daily I work with NICU moms who have high potential to lose their babies is expected in the hard part of my career, but losing healthy children en masse at camp is unimaginable. I appreciate y'all pausing to remind your listeners. I don't. Yep. Uh-oh. So is there another power outage, somebody says? Somebody just asked if our power was out at the studio. Nope. I hope not. But apparently their power is out. So they said no, can't watch. No power equals no internet. So
I want you to think about what that was just said, though. We talked about a power outage. Yeah. A power outage of 15 or 20 or 30 minutes can cause disruptions in people's minds to go in places that you're thinking it was 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour.
Yeah.
Life has got to the point that you can't handle power for 15 to 20 to 30 minutes. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Perspective.
Yep.
These people lost children in a way that's, I don't know how it can be any more tragic in a lot of ways. And we're going to gripe because
no power.
Power got cut out for 15 minutes. You got to understand where perspective is. Hey, and I'm the world's worst in a lot of ways.
We've all done it.
We've all done it. This puts you back in a realization of, hey, we've got it pretty good, peeps.
Yep.
Understand it.
Yeah. I don't know. And then the power outage. Yes. When was the power outage? Sunday night.
Was it Sunday?
Yeah, that people were talking about on that. I don't know. It did. It didn't. Everybody else said it was all the city, and they were like, "Oh, it's MES, and it's the entire city." And I'm like, "I have MES. I live in the city, and my power's on." So I don't know what happened on that. But yeah, the very sombering fact. But again, like I said, I think it is nice to, or it's respectful at least enough to sit here and say sometimes that as much as we like to be serious, or like that we like to, as Sullen said, be lighthearted about it. There is also times too that we can stop and say there's things that are bigger than everything else that's going on, and there's nothing that was bigger, nothing in this past week that's been bigger than that. Nope. Well, let's get to the next segment.
Let's do it.
Who needs to take their medicine this week, Trev? Do you have an? I'm gonna read as I'm doing this. You're gonna have to come up with somebody.
Can you do the namaste?
Oh, we're not
having Hey.
Take the medicine.
Take the medicine.
You might be the one that has to take the medicine.
That one right there.
Yeah. Hey, do we have music? We have a little music for the take your medicine?
Yeah, here we go.
Hot and so hot and hurt. So hot and
A to Z.
Yeah. All right, let's fade it a little bit. Hey, is it getting hot in here? No, seriously.
Yeah,
are you sweating through the couch cushions because your AC gave up in mid-June or early July? Sounds like it's a good time to call A to Z Heating and Cooling, family-owned, locally loved, and turning hot messes into cool comfort for over 20 years. Sullens, over 20 years.
It's 2 decades.
Yeah.
A to Z.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
Whether it's a diagnostic and repair twice a year, maintenance, or brand new HVAC replacement, they do it all. And I mean all, from A Tuesday.
Encompasses a lot.
Yep. Need ductwork fixed? They got it. Want to make sure your system doesn't quit on the 4th of July or I really should have read this. I really should have read this right before here so we could cut out the 4th of July stuff. Hey, you didn't want to mess the barbecue up.
Nope.
Any of that. They schedule prevention too. If your pricing is out on a new unit, estimates are free. Yes, like actually free. So quit sweating and call A to Z Heating and Cooling today, because when it comes to your comfort, we do it all from A to Z. Call 931-389-8200. Who needs to take their medicine, Trev?
Hey, I'm going to steal it from Drew Walker. He just put it in the comment section.
Yep.
He just said the FBI needs to take their medicine after the Epstein debacle.
That's good enough.
That includes Pam Bondi and.
I mean, it includes what is going on here? There was a list. There wasn't a list. We don't have a list. We don't.
It's on my desk.
Yeah,
Yes.
And then
Those are
wait,
famous
there was
last
no
words.
list.
It was on my desk.
Yeah.
It's on
Come
my
on, man.
desk.
Does she still have a job?
Yeah.
Why?
When we're here, when we're here next week, are we saying last week rewind? Remember when we asked about that? Remember when we asked if she still had a job? She doesn't anymore. Do you think she has a job next week?
I guarantee you, yeah.
You think so, Sullins? You think she keeps? That's
I
tough, man.
I think she keeps her job for a week. I don't know if she's there in 3 months.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you at some point, someone's going to have to fall on the sword here on this, because this was botched. Nothing about this makes sense to me.
Well, it doesn't make sense because they're trying to make it make sense, and basically still keep you in the dark, in my opinion.
We're not to that point yet, but they really messed up, and messed up is not the word I would have used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Little FAFO.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first letter FBI.
You can't tell someone, it's like, hey, we're gonna release it. Oh yeah, we've already read through it. And be like, yeah, that never existed.
Poof.
Like,
yeah.
Guys,
Poof the Magic Dragon. We did a little Poof the Magic Dragon there.
Yeah,
you got to get better at gaslighting. Like, I'll sell you a course. Like, it's not that hard.
Y'all got C-Dub tore up right now.
Hey,
C-Dub was all about. He's
C-Dub
been
has
waiting for
done
this.
some research on this. Okay,
He was probably sitting there like, man, I wanted to talk about this on Town Talk and Sim Says this morning.
Yeah,
let me roll.
And that's the other thing too. Like, okay, it would be really funny if we find out they just lost it. Like, not that it doesn't exist. Like,
they lost
maybe JD saw like the new couch and needed tissues afterwards. Like, and accidentally used the list.
No, it's like, hey, what's the most absurd thing I could say about this? And let's take it about 3 levels up on that. No,
I don't think that's what you had for.
No, not for taking your medicine. No, I mean, but at the end of the day, yeah, I get it. But, and I think this is a little bit of where you end up with take your medicine when it comes to just when you talk about politics. Again, we just got out of the conversations where you're bringing politics into something that doesn't need to be brought into. But now all of a sudden, with this case is you have to toe your political line, and that's what I hate about sometimes like this. Call it out.
Yeah.
If you were sitting there saying y'all said y'all were going to do this and now you're not, then say, hey, you screwed up.
They screwed up.
You just screwed up. Like, I mean, I think
99% of the people in this country knows exactly who I voted for.
Yeah.
And they look like total morons right now.
Exactly.
And it looks like a cover up or something's going on. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But honestly, this is not the Chris Cope common sense approach. You can't tell me there's a list.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden say, well, I never said that. Because that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Everything gets recorded now.
Yeah. And again, too, and then all of a sudden it becomes the marching orders of everybody, of pundits and everything else of, hey, you got to back. That's the one thing, like, take your medicine when it comes to
back your play.
Yeah. Take your medicine to anybody that's out there that you're politically motivated, or if you're behind a mic, and you're supposed to be talking politics, but you can't go in there and say, this is dumb. You said this, and now you're like, oh, well, yeah. But then it becomes the magician trick. What are y'all talking about this? And even Trump sits in there and is like, what? We're still talking about this? Yes.
Well,
yes, we are.
And that's the thing
Go ahead.
No,
Connor.
Chris, you go ahead. I can say my.
That's what has kind of bothered me more than anything.
Yeah.
That's when he has said that.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't in that chair, he would be asking that question.
Exactly. And
that's where I'm thinking you're taking what you said would happen and you're saying, why are you still asking about that? Hell, you've been asking about it for a decade.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, what? We're still talking about
Now
that?
tell me what you got, Connor.
Well, I was going to say, like, that's the one thing that does genuinely piss me off because, like, as soon as it happened, he's like, well, I need to find out, like, what's going on here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now it's like, ooh, I think one of my donors may have been on there.
Well, you've sent in some aspects, and you've gotten votes from people at this table with using hey, we're not hiding anything.
Yes.
Yeah. We're open.
And now you're
immediately
immediately
all of a sudden
hiding.
it's like, what? Huh? What's that? What are you? Hey, we're doing something else right now.
Yeah. Well, how dare you ask that question?
I mean, it reminds me of the Chappelle Show episode when he was doing the black bush, and he was like, "What? Y'all are distracting me from different stuff. We're talking about going to the moon now." It's like, wait, what? or like Trump will end up in the next 48 hours. He'll end up in another fight with Elon on Twitter, and it's like, oh well, we're not. Yeah, we got other stuff that we're bothering.
Or it'll be like,
yeah.
We just found chemical weapons.
Yeah, something
in
like
Iran.
that. And it's like, and if that aspect, yeah, I can understand. I mean, but again,
That's what Colin Powell said too. So
yeah,
we'll see what actually happens.
Yeah, that is the one thing that did. Yeah, I'm with you. The thing that fired me up about somebody
that fired me up more than anything when he made the
still
comment.
talking about
We're
this?
still. It's been 24 freaking hours. Of course, we're still talking about it because you said for 4 years it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whenever you find out one of your donors is on there,
or
somebody's donors.
But now the one that
I don't think it's more than donors.
Yeah,
it's not donors.
Well, the one that, and this is the reason why, and I don't know, maybe we always talk about, man, everybody should work in a compromise on this. I think there is a compromise in this one because nobody's really on the other side calling him out for it.
Yes.
Everybody else is kind of like, oh, yeah, well, whatever. It's like,
move on.
The
Move on.
people,
Nothing to see here.
the sheeple, all of us that want answers are still asking, but everybody up at the top's like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Like his side.
Now let's talk about weather manipulation.
Yeah, it's like red team go, blue teams go, and then all of a sudden they're like, and everybody else is like, whoa, when did we send everybody out here? They're like, oh, we're up beyond that. And then at that point you're like, oh, okay, y'all can work together when y'all want to bury something.
Yeah, you
It's funny how that works.
You want to bury it, y'all get your shovels.
Trey Butler and Ben Lomond Cadet message board. They're quiet because they're complicit. Hey man, I'm just saying. Like I said, it just when you got to bury something and everybody's got to start digging, it's interesting.
Yeah, you better hope you don't do too much digging, or they're going to bury you. I promise you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Trey. Well, Trev, good. Take your medicine.
Thank you,
Shout out to Drew.
I wasn't gonna let you off the hook. I was just gonna make you come up with one.
It popped up and I said, got it.
Got it.
Hey, I'll say this much, and this is just more like in the actual the literal sense of take your medicine. Kids out there, we're coming off of dead period. Hydrate. Legitimately hydrate. It is
brutal outside.
Hot.
It's brutal.
Yeah, and I saw Coach Ballou put out a video, I think on Warren County football. They were in the weight room, man.
Hey, it's time.
Hey, take
45.
Take the good medicine right now. Put in that work. Put in that work right now.
Is it 48?
No, squad 48.
No, squad be 56.
Or yeah, I meant
56,
No,
57.
we're past
45 days.
Well, then if you say if we're past 56,
Man,
how can it be squad 48?
I think it's
What are you talking about?
anyway.
You need to step out and take a breath.
No.
Trev, take your medicine. You need a second?
No, we're good.
No. So what were you asking? Were you asking about what the squad is, or how many days until the season?
I thought he said is it squad 46 or 48?
He said that it was 45 days till kickoff.
Yeah, I thought it was 45, 48, 4 days to kick
Yeah.
off.
Okay. Because Yeah, we're in
It's
the
what,
we're in the
22nd is the first game?
Yeah, August 22nd. August 22nd.
Got a
Hey,
feeling-
let us know
I got
in
a
the
feeling we
comment.
could be there.
Let us know in the comment section. Would you like to see the Sports Authority over there? Maybe doing a little,
Hey.
doing a little broadcasting from old Nunley. Who'd like to see that? Let us know. Let's fire this Ben Lomond Connect message board up. If you say yes, we might give you a $15 gift card. If you say no, we might give you a $15 gift card. If it's a funny no. Anyways. All right, boys. Oh, I got a topic. I got one that I got Sullins right here. I'll take care of avoiding disaster, but Trev, you can introduce it.
That's easy. That's sponsored by Adam Wood with Farm Bureau out there in Morrison. If you need it covered, he can cover it. Go out there and see him. Home, auto, life, whatever you need.
Campers,
boats. It's
boats.
lake season. He'll get you taken care of. Go out there and see him right across from Country Club Market.
Country Club. So what highway is that?
Highway 55.
Man,
where dreams live.
Where dreams live.
I'm telling you, is there a business out on Highway 55 that does not support the Simmons, the Warren County Sports Authority? Sorry, boys.
Not a successful one.
Fair. We got Praters, we got Reddit Brown, we got Adam Wood, Farm Bureau out there, man. We're killing it out there on Highway 55. We're doing a good job there. So Adam Wood, Farm Bureau.
Yeah, who's avoiding disaster?
Well, before that, how's that? So we never asked, man. How is work going?
It's good, man. I really enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I see a future there.
Just say good, because you're a young guy. We've talked about it before. You know, Sullins and I think we've pretty much entrenched ourselves in the careers that we're going to do. But you're a guy that
I really enjoy it. I really do.
Yeah,
we have a good thing going out there.
The people ask all the time. They're like, man, what's Trev up to? What's he gonna do? Now I think they've given up on any hope with Sullins and I. They're like, the curmudgeons. Yeah.
They're looking. They want to ride Trail's coattails to wherever he's going. You know what I mean? They're trying to find out what the magic cropper ride is.
Somebody was. I explained Trev. This is how I explained Trev to somebody. They were talking about, what all does Trev bring to the show? I was like, well, one, he's funny. And they weren't asking in a bad way. They were like you're the host.
Yep.
They're like you keep everything going. They're like, Sullins is that. They're like what would you say? I said what would you say like in one word is Trev? I said likability.
Very likable.
I said if this is the level that everybody has to get to. If it drops below this, I'm going to turn that show off. Yep. Trev's likability keeps us right here.
I do what I can.
At the very least, people won't turn us off because they're like, I like that guy.
I like that guy.
Now, the other two, they can go to hell. but that guy I like.
I guess I'll take that explanation. I don't know how I would explain it, but
I said Trev is the likability barometer of the Warren County Sports Authority because I've yet to find anybody that dislikes him.
He's like brother love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Brother love.
Yeah. All right. So who needs to avoid disaster? I'm going to tee Sullins up, boy, right here.
Here we go.
There's some categories in the Warren County Finest that people probably don't want to win. So you might want to avoid Scott McDonald, boy. You might win ugliest dog. You don't want to win that. Vote for somebody else.
First of all,
Sullins.
We knew we were going here at some point.
Yeah, I was waiting for the
I couldn't remember.
Was the rant.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be the rant.
Well, I can't rant on it because I can't hammer on the people that actually put it out.
I mean, you can hammer on them, but
some of these categories, and we talked about it. We talked about it many back in the Woodshed days. Remember last time it come out, somebody had one out for best biscuit or something. I mean, what the? You want me to write in who's got the best biscuit?
And Warren County Spanish does have a best biscuit category.
Okay.
So you know. Yep.
Where's the list of the questions? Do you have to I'm on the journal, but do you have to submit one to see the questions?
You have to. Yeah, you put your name and email address in.
What? I didn't know.
Man, you didn't do any prep?
No. We talked about this for 3 hours.
I was just reading. I didn't.
Go ahead, Sullins.
You better. I'm glad your likability's high.
Drew Walker says on the Bill Cadet message board, it's the stash. Chicks
They do dig the stash. He's ridden some bulls, and they dig the stash. Look at hey, computer genius over here.
just fill it out. You can go through.
What we've got one.
He's still confused about the telephone
We've
box.
got the ugliest dog.
Ugliest dog.
We need people in our message board to tell us categories that we need.
Yeah.
Because there's some out here that I don't think that we fulfilled just yet.
Hey, you can go on
MainStreetJournal.llc.
There's literally a heading that says Warren County's Finest. You can click on it. There's over 160 categories. In fact, C-Dub, can you drop the link to MainStreetJournal.llc, the link to the Warren County's Finest in the comment section for people to go there? Rob Nunley says, for God's sakes, Trev, look at the website. It has its own category. But yeah, they're.
Okay.
I like the idea. Warren County's Finest is a great thing, but we've all had some jokes on this.
Fun about this. Okay.
You had some good suggestions. What were some of the ones you wanted?
There's some suggestions there. I mean, I think we need to find out who's the most likable personality.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
In this community.
That would
okay.
Had to put Jeff's theory to the test.
Yeah, put Jeff's theory to the test.
I think you'd get some votes.
I think we also need to put out who is the craziest individual in this community.
Ooh.
Most likely to be murdered by death. Because there's some people out there. Now, let's be honest. When you look at them on the street,
that's avoiding disaster right there.
I mean, when you look at that guy walking in Walmart, you're thinking, I probably need to get his name because good chance he's going to be on the patrol before it's over with, okay?
The patrol.
You know, I think we need to find out who's the best drug dealer in the community. Who's that go-to?
Hey, Rob, let us know which one hasn't got pinched yet.
Yeah. Who's that go-to guy that's somehow avoided the law? You know what I mean?
Because he ratted out his boys.
Exactly. Give me some more that you talk, because you and I, those are the type things that I think the community would like to know.
I just sent you a category.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly, because Connor's going to have some good categories.
Well, I'm going to not say that one. Yeah. But
I'm sure it had something to do with females.
Yeah,
I'll guarantee.
Yeah, because I was going to say that we were sitting there and like Elena, if you can get on TikTok, Radio WBMC has a TikTok, and we were talking about best wrestling match, which I think's funny.
That's pretty good.
Because Nunley put out one that he said Ryle Chastain, Jeremy Hamilton.
That's a great.
That's hilarious.
That's a great.
But they asked Connor, and Connor said he's like, who are the two hottest females in Warren County? And I'm like, that's a great question. Maybe that should be a category. But I was like, some of the other ones, I don't know, man. They're like, I don't know. Like, we literally, this is the thing. We've been doing a segment on the Simmons Says show where Elena just randomly gives me numbers, and I go and find whatever that category that fits it. And today was like, who's the.
Oh, yeah, today's was the weird
best,
one, right?
One of them was the best local legend you'd run into in the grocery store.
The store. I just saw that one.
And I'm like, man, that was like, I kept wondering. I was like, man, one of these days we're going to read one, and it's going to freeze me because I'm like, I don't even know how to answer that. Now, we did come up with a good answer. Miss Jessie over at Superama.
Yep.
Okay.
If anybody's been through that, you know Miss Jessie, so I hope everybody will follow up on that one. But, yeah, there's some of them I'm like, what like the best local mystery,
Most recognizable vehicle in town? The Bug Man?
The
police?
Oh, yeah, the police was the most recognized. Because
Mark Morrow's motorcycle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, but he's sneaky and hides like behind bushes and stuff.
Yeah. Chad Graves suggested Brian Kell versus Rob Nunley for the wrestling match, and Elena had the nerve to ask who would win. Yeah, no, there are some that I was just like, this is the craziest stuff I've ever seen.
You know,
there's some that people are going to try to be like, I don't want to win that. And Scott McDonald, your ugliest dog's winning right now. I looked at the votes.
Finest place to take a visitor for the full local experience? Behind Lowe's.
Whoa. Easy.
The homeless? Really?
What are you meeting Shane Gillis' sister back there, Trev? Calm down.
Easy now.
Who's Shane Gillis' sister?
We'll explain after the show.
Okay.
But no,
I think that's something. I mean, we need to add to these categories. Would you agree, Trev?
Best groomer.
Yeah. Well,
whoa.
What?
He's in a rare mood today, man.
I think his mind stays there.
Wait, what's the Warren County's finest worst category of Warren County's finest?
We need to find out the worst category.
Yeah, I want to know what the best worst category is in this one. We're gonna go 4D chess right here. We're gonna really inside the inside here.
What's one of the questions that you want to know the answer to? Like you saw
worst radio show.
You talked about best burger.
Yeah.
Today, like what's some of the ones that you're like? I want to hear what people have to say about that.
I bet. I mean, there are good.
Best milkshake.
I mean, there are any of the food ones. Any of the. I mean, like there's some.
Why? I'm just
trying
to.
They're also
what I struggle with is you got people that they're actually putting time and effort to tell me who they think has got the best milkshake. I'm just not that guy.
No, yeah.
I mean, I will say categories like the ugliest dog.
Yeah.
That's got potential. That really does have potential. Best taco?
The one that I really enjoy.
Tell me.
And I was in the room when it got brought up. Enter the finest, the Slim Ingalls Memorial Award for most devoted Warren County sports fans.
I see. I like that.
So personalizing it and really
I'm okay
making
with that.
Stuff like that. Finest sports coach. Enter finest sports coach in Warren County. Do we need to put an answer here? I'm going to put Jeff Simmons in real quick on this one. Give myself a vote.
Yeah, get yourself a vote.
Everybody's going to be like, oh,
Now,
somebody was joking around.
And now I'm going to have one vote.
Yeah.
Enter. Now this is a good one.
Tell me.
When there are some in here that you do. I really am curious.
Yeah.
Could have been mayor.
Could have been mayor. That's a good one.
I voted for you.
That was a dumb vote. I don't want to be mayor. Chris Cole be a great mayor.
Yeah. Could have been.
Could have been would mean that they can no longer run. So that means it has to be somebody who's passed away.
Well, it was poorly worded. It should be mayor.
Hey,
Might have been
what,
better-
see,
better
but
answer.
y'all get into because so you're trying to make it positive.
Yeah.
On some of these, I want to make it negative.
Yeah.
Person you don't want to see as mayor.
The most
and it can't be the mayor right now.
The most unlikable person in Warren County.
Absolutely.
I may be in the running
I know
for
I
that.
would be in the running for that.
Yeah.
I understand.
Warren County's finest unlikable character.
Yes. Person you would like to run over with a car tonight. That would be a great category.
with the most popular vehicle in town.
Most recognizable vehicle?
The most recognizable vehicle in town. The one that hit Sullins when he left the station.
The one person that you would let Chris Stanford shoot at. Oh, that would be a great category.
Well, it wouldn't matter.
But he's not going to get hit.
No,
but everyone standing out there to watch him get shot would.
You know he wouldn't get hit, but it would scare the hell out of the person. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you see who's shooting, it's like, I'll be all right.
You simultaneously get the best dancer in town.
Yeah. Exactly, the dancing bear.
2 for 1.
2 for 1.
Oh,
the least likely person to ever receive an award from the Main Street Director deal up there. I gotta be at the top of that list. You know, Brett Simmons is gonna be on that list.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
He's definitely like who's going the least likely to win an award from the Chamber of Commerce. Chris Owens.
You know, those are the top categories that I think people want to.
Well, I think to try to, I guess I should probably defend the shield here a little bit. I am on the Main Street Journal. I think we cast a really wide net this year.
Can we go wider?
But next year, I think maybe we pare it down a little bit, but then also add back some new and improved.
I think we need to do what Simmons has done in the past. You know, Rob's going to put out the top 10 stories of the year.
Yeah.
And then Simmons will put out the top 10 sports stories.
Yeah.
I think next year, Warren County Sports Authority, we're going to let the Main Street Journal do this.
Yeah.
And then the Warren County Sports Authority maybe comes up with 10 categories that we let our listeners be involved in. Yeah. I think that would be great.
That would
this
be
is
really
finest pet employee. What does that even mean?
What I mean, at a employee at a pet store, Trev.
There's one pet store.
That's another thing.
Well, then that whole business is going to have like 5. If they have 5 employees, they're all going to be finalists probably. Or if there's 5 employees, only 4 of them get votes. How bad are you going to feel if you're the 5th person? Avoid disaster. You better go vote for yourself on that.
We put out like the best bosses. Doesn't somebody want to know who the worst boss is?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
The votes are anonymous.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they?
So what? Okay. So what I'm hearing, Chad, Scott, Mark, Sullins wants a pivot.
Yeah, we got a pivot point here.
He's saying next year we don't do Warren County's finest. Yeah. We do Warren County's worst.
And I promise you're going to get a lot of responses.
Least like sheriff's deputy would have some wild responses.
What did I say? Least like police officer.
Least like local politician.
Yeah, local politician.
Oh, least like teacher. Prince. I mean, man.
Absolutely.
We've pivoted.
We have made it a pivot point.
Least like school administrator would be.
Gracious.
I'm not going to name drop.
Easy, Trev. Trev's like, I know who would win. I'm not going to say it. Oh, man, you talk about everybody trying to avoid disaster for the Warren County's worst.
We'll be there.
I love that.
We'll host the
People wouldn't
Razzies
be
of
sharing
Warren
this,
County.
saying, please let me get your vote.
People out there buying your votes. Please put this name in.
Yeah, you think people? Yeah,
Yes.
you try to think people that will vote for finest, and they're like, "Hey, you know what? I just don't want to go through the
I
time.
don't want to be that
But
guy.
if they're like, "Oh, I get to vote for that guy or that girl," oh, I'm going.
I get to
How many
put that
people
person
pay for
on the
them not
spot.
to have their name put in?
That's what I'm saying. You're going. Hey, there'll be some people out there buying votes. Please don't put my name.
Hey
in.
guys, I've got so many burner accounts. Just I'll leave my Venmo out. Just Venmo me. You'll be fine.
On McMinnville Chatter, you're going to see a lot more anonymous posts.
Yes.
That would be golly. Warren County's worst got some legs to it.
It's got
boys.
some legs.
Yeah. All right. Hey, when Sullen's on the weekends got rolling. I know the one that really cracked me up though was when Sullen started doing the math, and we all realized like if you actually like, I want to know. We will give you the $15 Mud Bums gift card for the month if you can somehow verify to me that you voted all 165 categories. You came up with an answer, and you did it in one sitting.
Because I've sat there, I made this comment to Simmons. You know, everybody knows I've got ADHD.
Yeah.
Which basically is just, hey, I'm not going to sit there and do that for an hour.
Yeah.
I think it takes an hour and a half to 2 hours.
C-Dub may do it tomorrow.
How long do you think it takes, C-Dub, to do all 100? Is it 160?
I think it's 165.
Okay. How long do you think it takes to do that?
Because you're having to like physically type all these out, right?
You're going to have to physically type it out. You're going to go through all the website, and two, you're going to have to like
and you got to do some research.
It's
on
like
some
Trev
of
just said. You're gonna hit one that's like, hey, best pet employee. Do you know anybody that works at an employee that's employee of a pet?
See, but here you didn't say honestly answer.
Yes. To win the Mud Bums gift card, you're actually you can't go through there and
type your mom.
Yeah. Even though someone said they were going to do that, and I thought it was hilarious.
Which I was about to say. At the end of this, can we release how many people typed in your mom for like category?
That would be funny. Yeah. But the Warren County's finest, dumbest answer.
Yeah. See, that's another great category.
Yeah. No, I really would be like, show me that you went through and honestly gave it the college try to come up with a good answer for 165 categories.
I think it's an hour and a half.
It'd take several hours, and then plus whatever time it takes to actually research and find your answers.
One a minute puts you already up to 3 hours. Because 165 minutes. So, I mean, you're almost at 3 hours right there.
Take the over. Take the
over.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even do the math.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. Dude,
that was way low when you said an hour.
You're on the SSS. You're on the SS Minnow, man. You took a 3-hour tour through that bad boy.
You can't Christmas tree this test.
No. You got to come up with an
answer.
And then all of a sudden you get to what's the best local mystery. And you're like, I'm going to sit there and think that for 20 minutes.
How those three guys have a show?
Yeah.
I said it on the show today. I said, how does Connor still have a job? I actually typed that in too and submitted it. So you're welcome. You might be in the vote. You might actually win.
Yeah. It is honestly kind of wild that I still work here.
Oh, okay. So now even better. Graves is in the comment section and lets us know pet employee is an actual pet that goes to work with you.
Jeff, if you write down a lane, I swear.
See, but
Graves is going to cancel Warren County's finest tomorrow. Hey, it's a great thing to know that we just hit the 7 o'clock hour, which means disclaimer. The views and opinions on this show are that of myself, Trev, and Chris, and apparently Connor, and not of Main Street Media, WBMC, or any of our sponsors, including our owners, or our owners, Chad Graves included, on that. And we're our disclaimer is sponsored by Brader's Barbecue, chicken tenders.
They got them.
Anyways, yeah, no.
Finest chicken tenders.
Yeah, but now when Graves puts it that way, it's like, well, Benny's going to win. Joey Clark's dog. I mean, is that not immediately win? Like pet employee, the actual pet that goes to work with you. But I don't know if would that count? You know what I'm talking about?
Not at all.
The guy, y'all don't know Joey Clark. He's at every single game. He's the EMT that's at every single ball game that has the dog with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The black lab that's on the field all the time.
Okay.
Where do you?
Nope.
How are you on the sports authority and don't know what happens at sporting events in Warren County? You've never seen Joey Clark at the event with a dog, Benny.
Not that I can recall.
You know, Trevor's that guy that I want. If I'm ever have a crime, you know, that basically I've got to be put on trial.
Yeah.
I want Trevor to be the witness against me. I don't
think I saw anything.
I didn't see him.
You know who he's talking about?
I've seen the dog. I didn't know the name and stuff, but that's the one that everybody wants to come and pet.
Yeah,
the
and he's
black
like,
lab.
yeah.
They stay. You can't really do that.
And then if it gets like, sometimes if you're at the Dalt and all of a sudden like a ball rolls up close to him, he might bark at you if the players run up too close at him and stuff like that. He's pretty he's pretty well behaved, but yeah, sometimes
See,
he's got
that Chad Graves had to explain this category. Kind of tells me.
Yeah.
Who? I just want to know who was the person that said let's put
That's
that
it.
Exactly. Because that's the kind of person that I don't want to hang out with.
Well, the question that's going to happen on that one now is if there was no clarification that he thinks that category is one thing, and I'm over there voting for like someone who works at what's the pet store in town.
Exactly.
I have no idea.
But I was just like, I voted for like the employee at the pet store, and then all of a sudden they're like, that's not who we thought was gonna win. Like all of a sudden Benny's in the finalists are like Benny. Reese. I think Reese has a dog over there at Supreme. It's always with them. Bars has a dog that's always at there, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then the owner of a pet store, and I'm like, they're gonna be like, why did I make the finals against this?
People are gonna find out something they're not gonna like about me. I'm not big on like the pets, so I don't walk into a place that has a pet and say, "Hey, what's that dog's name?" What I'm saying is that dog got on that piece of furniture that I'm gonna buy? If it has, I don't want it.
You ain't got a shop dog?
Yeah. Yeah, and we call him Shot Dog. Don't give him a name.
Chris walks into the business and says, hey, y'all know y'all got a dog in here?
There's a dog in here.
I thought this was a place of business.
I want to go to PetSmart, I go to PetSmart. I mean, I like pets, but
yeah,
no,
I'm with you.
I'm out.
Well, with I think it hit over 700 nominations today. So
that one did.
No, for all the categories.
That's why I can never be mayor, because I don't want those people voting for me.
So hey, you can keep getting in your nominations for the absurd.
Yeah.
Or for the ones that you feel like matters. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Put a nomination in for everybody, and then we'll have voting starting in August. You have nominations until July 27th on the Warren County's Finest, which is on Main Street Journal, everywhere up there. In fact, the billboard now, did you notice? It says Warren County's Finest. We got replaced on the billboard by Warren County's Finest right now. Sorry, boys.
Well, they actually replaced Warren County's Finest with
a sign.
With the Warren County's Finest.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be all right. I'll be all right for a couple of weeks. Yep. I got tired of signing autographs out in public. Hey, I saw you on that billboard. Can you sign this? I'm like,
I didn't have that. I did have people say, hey, man, I saw you. I'm like, where? I've been at the house.
Yeah.
They're like, on the billboard. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like,
it's so wild.
It's so wild.
Every single time that I head to McDonald's, and I'm like, there I am.
I took that picture and used that as my business card. Yeah.
The DoorDash people are going to Jeff's house. They pull up and they're like, I saw that guy on a billboard.
Yeah. You're on a billboard, but you got DoorDash? What's going on here? That's how I get to DoorDash. That's how I can afford it. I can't go out in public anymore. What are you talking about? I get swarmed. Hey, our guy Mitchell McCorkle in there said, hey, best landscaping.
McCorkle landscape.
It's not even a contest.
It's not even a contest.
So, I mean, like I said,
it's a dictatorship.
Look, there's categories that are going to matter to certain people.
Yeah.
So that's why go nominate yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, now you need to be shameless.
Okay.
Because you're nominated. Because it's nominations.
Nominate yourself. Okay.
Because you have to make the finalist list.
You got to exactly. You can't win. You can't on the list.
You can't get You can't get into the finalist category if you don't nominate. If you're not getting nominated. So let it know. Tell people on Facebook right now. I need to be nominated. Let us know. If you want to nominate us for biggest jackasses, that's fine.
Exactly. We'll take that nomination and run with it. Hey, and if you got
I don't think that's a category, but
and
it might
if
be
you got
next
a
year.
pet that you're taking to work for some strange unknown reason, let us know and we'll nominate it.
All right, folks. Well, I think we've got through all the categories
run that
except for
course.
one, and that is the random questions, sponsored by, as we just said, McCorkle Landscaping. I don't know. I mean, we've kind of avoided. We've just been talking about this, but y'all want to do the ad read? You want to do the McCorkle ad read, or do we just want to talk about how great McCorkle Landscaping is?
Let's just talk about it in unison.
Yeah, I mean, I think it started off with, hey, you talk about the best landscaping around. You talk about Mitchell McCorkle and all his guys and what they do, because no job too big, no job too small. They can do it all. So
yeah, I was actually. In fact, I was told, is there a finest local radio show on there?
We won that.
Yeah, we won. They took it off. They knew who was going to win.
Yeah, we won that before we ever showed up here.
Yeah, McCorkle. The podcast won it. Yeah, we talked. In fact, I talked to a family member of him,
Mitchell,
of McCorkle, and they were very complimentary of all the things that we say about him. They deserve it. They're doing great work, man.
Well, he's a legend in Warren County.
He is a legitimate walking.
I'll be honest. There's 165 categories. You could probably nominate Mitchell for 160 of them.
You know what? You know what you could actually
win.
nominate him for?
Tell
There
me.
literally is a category, Warren County's finest living legend. You cannot nominate
gotta
Mitchell
be up
McCorkle.
Put him out there.
he's got to be up there.
Get him in there.
He went from shooting threes to basically putting
Strapping yards,
strapping yards and putting greens,
hardscapes,
Sod insulation.
big sod, putting those big rocks for those rich people in Warren County, and then he'll put you some small rocks if you're
Some
kind of
gravel?
poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll do anything.
Hey, he makes big rocks into little rocks.
Absolutely.
And then little rocks, and then he'll put them back together and make a big rocks.
You need to trim some bushes, or you don't have a bush. He doesn't care. He'll do it all for you.
can
If you need to
figure it
trim
out.
them or plant them, he can do it.
He's got it.
We're talking about Mike's Manscaping.
Here we
or-
go.
No,
Here we go.
This guy,
Turn
man.
your mic off.
Hey, we got to find a button. We got to have a dump button for him. We need a dump button.
The sad thing is he could do it to all of
Yes.
us. We can't do it back to him. No, but hey, big job or small, residential or commercial, McCorkle Landscaping is your go-to team for reliable, quality results. So call today. That's 931-212-5174. That is, again, 931-212-5174.
I want to be on McCorkle's team.
Landscaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digging deep to build your dream
Oh,
outdoors.
digging deep. Like it.
Yep.
So good.
Planting that sod.
Love it.
Watering that sod.
You got a random question,
What
Trev?
you got, Trill?
Yeah, I got one. Sorry, I was looking at the. Mitchell said something on.
He said, "Hey, I appreciate y'all guys, but that may be a little far. I don't know. The big rocks into little rocks, and the little rocks back into big rocks. I don't know.
Oh, hey, we're gonna get hats. Hey,
I'm in.
Hey, I'm in on some.
It better be a big shirt.
You got a big
Little
head.
jacket, big guy.
4X boy, big man, big shirt.
Some people call them shirts. He calls them curtains.
Hey, listen though. On that, when it comes to that, do you want the scrawny billboard or do you want the big billboard?
I like that. More exposure.
This is a lot more advertising, right here.
Exactly. Put bigger letters on this bad boy.
Yeah.
Pay extra for that.
All right, random question, Trev. What you got?
I saw Trey's comment earlier. Talked about how him and his family just went to St. Louis last week to see some of their family out there. C-Dub.
My bad.
I promise y'all, it's a Coke. I promise you, it's a Coke.
That brought back some old
I
memories.
saw what he brought in to the meeting. So anyway, what's that one vacation spot like as a kid that y'all maybe went to annually or every so often that you just resonates with you?
New Smyrna Beach.
Okay.
That, you know what's when he says New Smyrna Beach, and I've never been, but it bothers me because when he says New Smyrna Beach, I'm always thinking there's no beach in Smyrna Beach.
Yeah.
Where's New Smyrna Beach?
Yeah, we didn't go. I don't know what. Don't know. Dad can probably clarify that, but we went to New Smyrna Beach. I think like 3 times when I was a kid, and so that's the one that immediately pops in my head. If Dad's side New Smyrna Beach, Mom's side Gatlinburg. We went to Pigeon Forge. I love Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg.
Do you still love it now?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, as busy as it is, because I mean, I knew it was busy back then, but is it is it just not overcrowded now?
I
That's just my opinion.
I got lucky when we went up there for the basketball camps. We stayed in like Sevierville.
Okay.
And we were going to we were going to ETSU, so we only stayed maybe 3 miles off the interstate. So we didn't really get in. We were closer to Buc-ee's than we were to anything over there in Pigeon Forge. Yeah, there is some times there when you're like, man, you can almost not get to Gatlinburg from Pigeon Forge, and you're going 2 miles.
Yeah, it's.
So but I can understand that. But yeah, I still enjoy going to Pigeon Forge.
You go up there during Rod Run, man.
Yeah, that is a misery. That is misery.
There's certain times
not
that you
all
just
the time.
get.
Well,
You and Connor could have a big time.
Yeah, you and Connor would enjoy Rod Run. I would be in abject misery. But the thing that's happened, I think the thing that's happened for me as I gotten older is I can go to Pigeon Forge, go to the grocery store, buy groceries, go up to a cabin and be like, we don't have to leave here for 2 or 3 days.
So you don't have to do, I got you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be you don't have to be the tourist.
Yeah, I don't like, when people are like, oh, let's go to the island or hey, let's go play putt-putt. I'm like, good. Like because you've seen these cabins. You've seen these cabins now. They have so much stuff in them. Let's get some steaks. Let's cook out here. Let's just have a good time. Let's go buy some cards. Let's play
Drink some
cards.
Lattes, wrestle a bear.
Yeah, stuff like that. But not legitimately.
No, you're right.
So when I go up there, I'm like, it's kind of the time.
Away.
Yeah, it's one of those nice times when it's like my phone's not working because I don't have no signal, and you're like, hey, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but New Smyrna Beach would be the one that popped in my head from my dad's side, Gatlinburg from my mom's side, or Pigeon Forge, which what that area.
Me? Yeah. Pretty simple. I mean, I'm a simple guy. When you talk about, I like this because it was just our experiences at the lake and the river as a family. Man. It was you couldn't beat it. If I could go back and do that, I'll do that all day. Now, not saying that I don't like traveling and stuff, much most people know I don't, but I remember how much fun we had back during when we were Trevor's age and younger than that, and that's something that those are memories I'll take with me for a long time.
Yep. Mine, it's pretty easy. It's St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I've been going there. First time I went, I was 5 for a surgery. So I've been quite a few times, and normally I'd have a surgery, so we'd go up a few days before and kind of do some fun things. But a lot of the stuff there is free, like Grant's Farms, like the zoo. Yep. That sort of stuff's free, so you can just go and do it. Now it's crowded, but which I've been there like 8 times. But so it's been that's probably where we've done the most as a family and went and seen. And when I turned 21, we went and toured Anheuser-Busch, and kind of that was the first time I'd been without having a surgery. So we kind of said, hey, let's go make a trip out of it, not to where you're getting cut on and then you got to drive back 10 hours. But no, definitely St. Louis. St. Louis is a cool city.
Yeah, I've only been once.
Really?
Yeah, I went up there, and it wasn't even for like a vacation or anything like that. Literally drove up there. That you'll remember J.P. Prince, Wayne Chisholm, that basketball team that went to the Elite Eight, played Michigan State. Yeah. I grabbed I think I was in college. Drove home, grabbed JT.
Said, "Let's go."
And said, "Hey, man," I was like, "Hey, I got 2 tickets. You're coming. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to the Elite Eight. We're gonna go check this out." Yeah. We drove up there that morning and left that afternoon, heartbroken because they got beat by like 2 points. But it was tough. But but it was a cool city. I mean, you got the arch and all that stuff. I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
I've been up in the arch. We'll never do that again.
Oh no, I would never do that. No. Oh no.
So you can climb up in the arch?
It's an elevator.
Yeah.
And then you get to the top and it stops, and you can sit there and like look down and you see the building swaying back and forth.
No chance.
Not a chance. I'd do it again.
No chance. I don't like.
I'd like to ride that elevator with you and Nunley.
You mean that's terrifying.
And just jump as soon as you get to the top.
Murder by death or whatever.
Yeah, you remember when we had that? You remember back in the old days of in the basement. When we always had to have a show title, Murder by Death would be this episode show title.
Yeah.
We're putting it out there.
Make it when you upload the podcast. It's Murder by Death.
I've been putting the date on it. It's so much easier. I've been trying to do that as simple as possible and trying to actually do it every Thursday. We've actually got. I think we actually did it last week.
I know it's hitting home with a lot of people.
If people don't know, our podcast, our show is back up on Spotify and on Apple.
Yep.
And I think our last 5 or 6 are all on there. Last week, man, I'm starting to realize, man, we're back to doing 2 and 3 hour shows.
Yes.
And we're not going to stop. No. Solon, you got a question?
Oh, good. I got one. We know that we don't have to have guests
to
pull views.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, everybody else is looking for view. You know, you got to have that guest to make it work.
Yeah.
Who is the person?
Ooh, I knew this would come at some point.
Who is the person that actually does that you would want to have on and actually deserves to come on? Because a lot of people ask. We get it. Hey, can I come on?
Yeah.
And I'm looking and going, no. I try to say it nicely. Usually I say no. But who is that? Who's that? I don't even know if it's local. Who's the person you'd like to have on?
I think easy answer right now would be Hutton. You know, he's
Hutton.
been
That's a good one.
into the
Yeah,
show.
Hutton would be a good one.
I think that'd be a cool one to get on.
I'm gonna say one, but it's not because I'm like, oh, this would be great and stuff like that. I just, if we're talking about building guests, because we want views. If we want views on it, if the Simmons Says show, there's only one person that would be the perfect guest to get a gigantic amount of views on the Simmons Says show. Kyle Turnham.
On the Simmons Says show, or you?
First of all, we're
Simmons
actually
Says
on
show.
the Warren County Sports.
Well,
Authority.
you said we don't need guests.
Well, you have guests.
Yeah.
I'm saying who actually deserves to sit in this chair.
Kyle Turnham.
Okay, Kyle Turnham.
Yeah.
He's one. I mean, what other?
Okay,
Probably,
I like that.
Probably
I like that.
one of the only coaches.
One of the
besides
only
Coach
coaches
Ballou
at the high school. Yeah,
that we haven't.
Well, and Blue's been in. Yeah, we'll
Blue's
have
been
Blue
on with you.
But I'm saying he hadn't been on our show.
Yeah, he's not been on our show.
But Fish has been on. We've had Gooby on before. We've had Lippy. We've had King. We've had all.
Yeah.
If you're a high school Pioneer or Lady Pioneer coach, I think you have like Todd Wilmore.
Todd Wilmore would be a
Todd Wilmore would be a fantastic one on
Todd
here.
Wilmore's almost a unicorn.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Todd wants to do this.
Exactly.
So you're going to have to. You got to entice Todd for some reason.
Yeah, and if you want to go further on that one, like a Jeff Womack.
That'd be great.
See,
that would be great.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't like answering more than one, because then I start stealing everybody else.
But Jeff Womack, I like that.
But if you're talking about views, have Kyle Turnham come on the Simmons Says show. I think that would be
those are great ones.
People would be like, yeah, I want to watch that.
I'm tuning in.
Yeah, those would be great.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna be right here too, because I'm
I thought he said Simmons Says. But
but if we can get him on the Warren County Sports Authority show, that would, that would be great.
Hey, he's got an open invitation.
I think all coaches have open invitations, do they not?
I mean, they're not. I mean, we're probably not going to ask you to come on for 3 hours or anything like that, but we'll bring you on for 30 minutes, especially in season.
I do feel
that's the one that I get. We get a lot when someone will be like, well, why don't you have, like. Right now, they're like, well, why wouldn't you? Right now is a little bit tougher because we're like, but like we would bring on. They're like, well, you need to bring Coach Ballou on right when he started. I'm like, well, we're right in the middle of baseball and basketball season.
Connor, who you got?
I think it'd be great. And these people have passed away, unfortunately. But if they were still here, it's going to be Norm Macdonald and O.J. Simpson together.
All right.
No wonder he listened to Murder Bag.
That's what I was going to say. That's his guess.
Yeah.
Noah Medley in the Ben Lomond Connect message board says you need to get the school board on the show,
like the whole school board.
Well,
there is one thing that he's been on other shows, but Grant's never been on our show.
I think he would.
I think he would.
Yeah,
Grant would want to be on this show.
He actually was there was one day that he was going to come on the show when we had it on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, we ended up with another guest, and he's like, "Hey, y'all got," because we had asked him, and he said no, and he was out of town, but then he messaged back and was like, "Oh, I actually got in earlier. I can come on tonight." And I was like, "Well, we asked somebody else," and he's like, "We'll just do it again sometime." And we just never really got to reschedule.
Anytime.
Yeah,
come
absolutely. Yeah, he's got open invitation. Anybody? Yeah,
he's been here before. It's not like he's having to show up to your house either.
No, it'd be a good conversation. Grant would be a good one on this show. Yeah, the thing about it is and I get what Connor's saying with that, and like there are definitely celebrities would be great.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day,
we're talking about
it's
people
the
that
Warren County Sports Authority.
Hutton is a great one though, because Warren, he's part of
he's from Morrison, right?
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
and he kind of hits all four of those words.
Yep.
He's from Warren County. He's in sports, and he's kind of an authority when he talks on something. So that he'd be almost like a perfect four on there. I like that. Hutton's a great answer. Did you have it? Did you have?
I've got a couple. Put names and mention. Yeah. Meshack. I'd love to have him.
Oh, Meshack.
And I'd actually move over.
Yeah. he hits sports and authority, and he has a tie to Warren County.
Yeah, he has a tie.
Yeah.
Another one, and I think he gets lost. I think Jeff Womack gets lost a lot. I'd love to have Cat Walker.
Cat's great, man.
Cat would be. Because
fantastic.
he brings something that he's just a legend in this area. I mean, he's a Major League Baseball player. I mean, that would be something I think people would want to listen to. Chris Stanford.
Yeah,
he's an authority.
That's been Haynes Warren County. I don't
Just
know
not
if
on
it's
shooting.
sport. Yeah, but no,
we'd have to pat him down.
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't.
But
I'll go get an extra magnetometer from work.
Yeah, but
I think he would be good. That would be a good one.
But Connor, yeah, we actually had that. We've talked about that this week. We were like,
I think he'd be great on your show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it would be.
Yeah.
We'd have. The thing about it is at the end of the day, it goes back to what we said with Chris Cope. Just be authentic when it comes to, because let's be honest. If the thing that you have with Chris Stanford, if you come on the show, you have to talk about it.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about it. We have fun with it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk about it, because if you want to come on the show, but then all of a sudden you're like, well, I just want to talk about the cases that we're solving, or how we've cleaned up.
That's a good one.
Lester Strode.
Yeah, or we've cleaned up the streets or stuff like that. I'm like, listen, you can't do that without. We're gonna have to talk. I mean, it's kind of like I used the analogy with Connor when we started talking about him. I was like, that was kind of like when Wcsa came on my Simmons Says show.
Yep.
30 minutes of that show, and then all of a sudden you were in the comment section going, okay, now let's talk about
let's
something.
talk about something.
Let's talk about something. That would be the thing with Stanford, as long as he be. And I think he would.
I think he would.
So that
my
Stanford
last
would be a good
my
one.
last one is it's a name that's come up on the show.
Yep.
We talked about Hutton. I think Pamela
I
Rogers.
knew it.
I think Pamela Rogers would be a great guest.
I was gonna say that too.
I think, but just for this reason, I mean, it's part of Warren County history.
And it goes exactly as long as.
Hey, I'll reach out.
If you will, go ahead. You got our green light.
No, do you feel bad though at times that when people ask to come on the show and you're like, no? I mean, brother, you bring nothing to our table.
I don't feel bad at all.
Okay, because I don't either.
In fact, we had this we have this conversation in the office, and I said it. I said I'm fiercely protective of the people that get to come behind the mic on this show. Now, if I host 2 shows,
yep,
and people are like, "Well, what about the Simmons Says show?" I'm like, anybody, I don't care. And they're like, "Sports Authority." I'm like, "It's a different animal."
Yeah, you gotta earn your stripes.
We've talked about it off the air before. It's because there's a flow.
Exactly.
People get in, and
there's certain people that I think people say, "Hey, bring this person." I'm like, that's not going to work.
Flow, it would kill the flow.
It just doesn't work.
And like I said, there are people that, like I just said, we have if head coaches of the high school want to come on here during their season and say, "Hey, we love your show. We think we can get the word out about our program the most through your show," you have an open invitation.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I would say you don't have an open invitation to stay for 3 hours.
Yes.
Unless we'll get to your sport, we'll do that, all that. But after about 30 minutes, we're moving on.
Yep.
And if you
And
don't,
you better be able to move on with us.
And if you can't move on with us, then we'll be like, hey, at halftime or OT, we'll be like, hey, you're ready to bow out. And that's where a guy like Fish has been a good job of. The last time Fish was on here, other than about the 20 minutes we talked about basketball, about the team, about his season and everything, we just went on.
Yeah.
And he was, he just
rolled
rolled.
He would jump in, but he didn't.
Yep.
And I think and that's what I said. I think Todd would be the most underrated.
That would be good.
Todd's a great storyteller,
Todd
too.
is a tremendous storyteller. In fact, going back to Warren County's finest, one of those is his best storyteller in town. Todd Wilmore would be way up on that list.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So again, that I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, I have no problem telling people flat out no, because they're asked, hey, we'd like to bring so and so. Nope.
Yeah.
So schedule for Simmons Says, and they're like, no, they want to be on the Sports Authority. I'm like, I understand that, but no. And people are like, your show would be no. I was like, no, it wouldn't.
No.
I was like, you don't. I was like, our audience. I was like, the audience tunes in for what we do, and they're not tuning in for us to. I mean, we said this, and we all love this guy, and the community loves him. But when CJ came in, and the show changed that night, and it was like, I was like, that's CJ. And everybody wants to hear CJ's story, and CJ would be great. But like if CJ came in next week, it'd be like, all right, CJ, 20 minutes, and then we're going to the categories, and we're gonna do the show, and he would be fine at it too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I was like, there's nobody that we're going to go on the show and then turn it into just a straight interview
It's not
slash puff.
It's not a Q&A puff
It's
piece.
never going to
No.
be a
There's
puff
already
piece.
4 or 5 other shows on BMC that are like that.
Hey, I got 5 hours to fill Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 a.m. You want that show? Come on there. But even then, it's not going to be a puff piece. And, I mean, it's just not.
What's our next question?
Oh, is it mine?
Yep.
Yeah. So y'all have some pretty modern vehicles, right? Both of y'all.
You'd say so.
I hope this is a question I hope he's.
I don't know if it is or not. I mean, I legitimately. So I got the more modern vehicle. I got the Honda CR-V back in November, and it has the mileage, it tells you how many miles you have to go.
I love it where he's going with this.
You have how many miles you have to go on your tank. Do you have that? Mm-hmm. Do you have that?
Yes.
What's the lowest you've taken it to? Because I hit 3 miles today. It said you had 3 miles. It said you had 3 miles left. Have you taken it to 0?
Absolutely.
Were you out of gas?
No.
No. They say you got, 5 miles left?
I don't know. I didn't challenge that. I got to 0.
I hit 3 miles today. What's the lowest you've ever went?
In my truck, I just got it, so not very low. But in my mom's car, has the same thing.
Yeah.
Single digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never got to 0.
Oh
That's
God.
ballsy. But
Go to 0. It'll make it.
You gonna come bring me some gas?
You know I will. You know I'll get it started back. But yeah, go to 0.
Go to 0.
Go to 0. just see what it feels like.
I got it today. I'd gotten down to single digits, but 9.
Did you get scared?
Today?
Did you get scared?
Well, here's what happened.
Do you think he's going to call Mabry for the electric car?
A little. Some of that. What really happened was I left lunch, and I was sitting there, and I had 8 Diet Cokes at lunch. And I had 8. I had 8 miles to go, and I'm like, I need to go get gas right now. But then I'm like, I gotta use the restroom, and I'm like, I can get to my house closer than anywhere else, any gas station. So I just went to my house. But then when I went to my house, I was down to 5 miles.
Where'd you eat lunch?
Literally at Fiesta in the plaza.
And you had 8 Diet Cokes.
Yeah, man, I drink all kinds.
I know, but 8 Diet Cokes. Were they
You
12 ounces?
You could have just went to the gas station.
No,
why don't you just get an IV?
Well, no, but with the V. Now, I don't think it has to have this, but my grandparents, the previous owners, they did 100% gas.
Okay.
So I knew I had. So you either go to the hospital or go over on Bursma Highway. So I'm sitting there so I was like, nah, I don't want to go to either. I was like, I have to pee. So I drove to my house. And then all of a sudden, by the time I got to my house, then I was like, okay, well, then I'll just go get gas before the show starts. And then that was when I was like, I got to my house and it said 5 miles, and that was like, man, what if this thing don't crank when I go back to get out? I was like, I got me to the house, but then all of a sudden it won't get me out of the driveway.
It'll crank.
So now Jeff's got to make sure he can get to the gas station after this.
Yeah, no, I went and got gas before I came over here. Yeah, I'm back.
No, he's still just testing it. He's like,
I'm down to 2
See
miles
how far
now.
to go.
I want to see if I get the negatives.
When I went over there to the gas station right beside the hospital, and I was at 3 miles when I pulled in. I was like, that was pretty close.
Y'all ever ran out of gas before?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I've never run out of gas.
Yes.
Then y'all have never driven a vehicle that the fuel pump wasn't working.
The
gauge.
Dude,
yeah.
My first truck.
If the pump's not working really well, the gauge doesn't work either.
No speedometer, no gas gauge.
Yeah. So, but you still never ran out of gas?
I timed it based on miles.
Yeah.
And so every time I'd hit 150 miles, I'd go fill up.
Yeah.
Oh no, my first car, no gas gauge, no speedometer, and no mileage ticker.
Still never ran out.
Nope.
I just had to use my phone.
Guarantee you, I was close.
I bought when I was in college. I wrecked I drove a Dodge Durango, wrecked it on the interstate, and totaled it. Then I got a used vehicle, and I'm not going to say from where, but I got a used vehicle, and I didn't realize that the fuel gauge didn't work.
Oh.
And I ended up having to replace. And why I said the fuel pump, because I actually ended up having to replace the fuel pump to fix all the issues on it. But I'm sitting there, and I left McMinnville with 3/4 of a tank of gas. And I got to Crossville, and I still had 3/4 of a tank of gas. And when I got to Knoxville, I'm pulling into Knoxville, and all of a sudden it's like your gas light comes on. I'm like,
I got 3/4.
Where did I go from 3/4 to no gas? Now I didn't run out of gas at that point, but when you have a vehicle like that and you miss the math, you run out of gas. And I ran out of gas in front of Arby's in town, and coasted that bad boy
To the shell?
all the way to the shell.
Attaboy.
I thought he was going to say he just turned right into Arby's.
No.
Got him some brisket.
No, I was right in front of Arby's. All of a sudden, my car shuts down, so I just popped it into neutral and rolled all the way into shell. Now, I'll tell you this much. Really hard to turn those bad boys.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have the power steering anymore.
It's called power steering when it's under power.
So now it's just regular steering, and that thing's a lot tougher to turn. But got it to the pump. Yeah, I was fortunate on that.
That's good.
But I've been less fortunate for it. I legitimately ran out of gas on the bridge at the Westwood Bridge one time. On there.
Not a lot of coasting there.
Yeah, I was leaving Westwood, coming back into town.
Caught between, yeah.
Yeah, and I ended up I had to get across the bridge and just pulled over there on the right. But even then, I didn't get all the way there, so I had to get out and literally push my car to the end there.
Do you carry a jerry can or no?
No. I called my dad. He lived in Westwood. He went and got me gas on that one. But yeah, no, I've run out of gas at least twice. I know those two instances right now. Yeah, but you've never ran out of gas.
Nope.
It's crazy. You should try it sometime.
Try it sometime.
I'm good.
Go down to zero.
Go do it in Grundy.
Yeah.
Nah, don't do that.
I will say some of that is because we
There's no gas stations anywhere close by.
but
what, is there like a Publix or something up there? I love he says there's no gas stations. There's a lot of other things there's not a lot of up there too. It's not the most well-populated area ever.
That's where my sister runs out of gas every time.
Every single time. Yeah.
She's like,
there's no gas stations.
I was just driving from Nashville and didn't stop, and I was like, yeah, dog.
Wait.
Hold on.
What?
Where?
She goes to Grundy for work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like that.
I was like, man, because now I have so many more questions. It's like, does she not? I worked with Seth. Seth tells the story all the time. He said he worked with a guy at the Standard where everywhere he went in the state of Tennessee, he went through Chattanooga. Like if he went to Knoxville, he went to Chattanooga.
Why?
He worked with that guy?
He worked with this guy that he said that. No. There was a guy that. No. I think that I mistold that story. There was two different instances. One, it was a person that went to Knoxville thy way of Chattanooga from here. But they also I think that same guy would say, "Tell me how to get there in Warren County from Walmart." So he would like drive to Walmart and then go from Walmart, and I'm like, you don't have to do that. Map? Yeah, I don't know. It was a long time ago. Seth worked there since the 90s, man. There was times before you had.
I don't care if you started working there yesterday.
Yeah, but you could.
One of the dumbest things.
There's
I've
a highway
ever
map.
Give me the instructions of how. Give me the driving directions from Walmart. So he would go to Walmart and then go.
So I'm going to go to Utah, but I got to get to Walmart first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It was. I'll let Seth tell you the story one day.
I'm good.
I think I've heard enough.
The Cliff Notes version was enough.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, we wrapped it up.
Who wins the gift card?
We
can't go 2 weeks in a row.
I gotta look through the comments a little bit here. I don't know. Who do y'all think had one in there today?
Drew Walker had a couple good ones.
Drew, he won a couple weeks.
Yeah, he won a couple weeks.
He can't win every week, Trev.
Yeah, I know, but
hey, you know what? Don Wanamaker.
There's a good one.
Yes. Don Wanamaker, you are the winner of the $15 Mud Buns gift card. You can come pick that up tomorrow at the station. We'll be open. You can probably get here anywhere between 9 to 5 and come over here and get that. And if you can't pick it up tomorrow, we'll just have it up at the front desk. We'll be back on the 7 Says program at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and we will be back on the Sports Authority next Wednesday at 5 p.m. WBMC 97.7 FM.